will be joining a little bit later. We will obviously get into a lot of the potential trading. I don't think we've had an official trade in the first round. They've seen some action. That'll be day two. For those that don't know, day one is just the first round. And from what we have been told, this could be a very exciting, action-packed night. We'll see. Sometimes we've heard that in the past where the first round was said to be going to be very interesting, and it's been more chalk. So we'll see. Obviously, with the number one pick overall, no doubt there. I don't think there's going to be much doubt with the number two pick. I think at three, we might see at least some surprises. Now, if it was me, those surprises will probably start at pick two because right now, Dylan Harper, the big point guard out of Rutgers, has been widely mocked to go to the Spurs. Now, he is, I think, pretty clearly the best player available outside of Cooper Flagg. I have real concerns about how that fit works with De'Aaron Fox, with Castle there in San Antonio. And I think we are going to get to a point where, and I think we're here now, where teams have to maybe go away from just stacking talent and getting the best player on their board and considering more or prioritizing more how that player is going to fit with the roster they have. Now, if the gap with the best player is so wide, you can't make that determination. I understand you're taking the best player, but I think if it's close and the fit is incredible, I'd consider that. And I think Con Knipple at number two would be an absolute exquisite fit in San Antonio. Now, if you tell me that Dylan Harper is multiple tiers above Knipple on your draft board and you have to take him, I wouldn't argue with you. And I understand that perspective. Here comes the commissioner to kick things off. I feel like I need to be quiet while he speaks. The commissioner giving flowers to the Oklahoma City Thunder and their fans. Talking about Shea being drafted number 11. Is there going to be a guy picked in the late lottery to have a superstar career? And who's that guy? If you had to pick one, who would that be? Just got to look at Ace Bailey. A lot of consternation around his status as a top 5 pick. Dallas has 5 minutes to make sure that they are comfortable with their pick. I would presume they are very, very comfortable with this upcoming pick. Cooper Flagg is legitimately one of the best college prospects, college players I've watched in my basketball watching life. He if he has weaknesses, they are minor and seem to be fixable. The size, I mean, he is going to walk on an NBA court day one and be a very good, if not great, defensive player as an off-ball defensive player. Weak side shot blocker. I think he moves his feet well enough now, and I think that'll improve as he gets into a conditioning program at the NBA level. As he gets stronger, especially through the core, he is going to be a dominant defensive player in a year or two. Good already. And offensively is going to be able to do all the dirty work in terms of his connective passing, in terms of his finishing. You put him in the corner as a catch and shoot player. I think there's value there, and especially as a cutter playing him in the dunker spot. You could do a lot with him as an off-ball playmaker, and he's right now a capable creator in the mid-range. And Chris has joined us. Chris, happy draft night.
Hey, how we doing? You hear me all right?
Hear you good?
Very good.
I'm not sure if your mic is.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you sound all right.
Oh,
I wasn't
cool.
sure off the bat. Yeah.
I think it's definitely selected, so we'll see. How you doing, man?
I'm good
with me, relatively. Been busy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying it's like I've been talking with some of the guys on the Knicks beat, like it's like it never ended, like the season never ended, you know, right into a search and the draft now.
Right.
The search almost made it feel like the draft was still like a month away. Like if you had asked me 3 weeks ago how many days we had until the draft, I would have said 30, 40 days, like at least a month. Nope, would have been 3 weeks. So here we are, man. And I think there's creative destruction always, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think how freaking good this NBA season was from regular season to playoffs, especially the playoffs. There was like no hype for this draft besides, hey guys, here's Cooper Flagg. Everyone get to know Cooper Flagg.
Right.
Cooper Flagg's a big deal. This is like a good draft class. It's really deep with shooters. I don't know that it has the total depth of last year's class. Like I think last year's class was underratedly deep. But that said, I think it has good players, or enough of them to be exciting. Hey, John.
What's up?
Hey.
So
Chris,
how you
quickly,
doing?
Well, we're good. How you doing?
John, do you have a mic to select, or are you using your AirPods?
I was going to use my AirPods. Why? Does it not sound great?
It's a little.
No,
It's a little submarine.
Oh, it is?
I don't. Andrew would know better. Ask him. DJ, you were going to ask. You were going to say.
Well, yeah. Well, I haven't gotten your I haven't talked to you about Cooper Flagg. Where does he, in terms of just the last 5 to 8 years that you've been watching, how does he rank in terms of overall picks, number one overall picks?
In terms of just first overall picks,
yeah, guys that you came in, yeah,
not better than Risa Shea, not as good as Wemby, better than Paolo. I want to say as good of a prospect as Cade, but he's a better prospect than Cade, I think. Yeah, he's a better prospect than Cade. Anthony Edwards, he's a better prospect than. There were so many questions about Anthony Edwards that people now act like didn't exist in the moment because they're afraid to say they were wrong.
Right.
Zion Williamson, DeAndre Ayton, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons was a 4-year run of first-round picks. We can move on. Cat,
yeah,
Flagg, better prospect. Yeah, Flagg is one of the better prospects in the last 10 years. Full stop.
Is he a cross between LeBron James and what did Perk say? Kevin Garnett, I think, was the other guy.
That's fun. That's a fun take. I told Andrew Claudio, I thought like if you were
Here we
gonna
are.
try and do a comp, it would be Scottie Pippen.
I mean, that's cool. Hey,
Ariel Hookporty.
right, let me get my
Cooper Flagg. I think it's important, I know it's easy to talk about this pick as like, hey, Cooper Flagg goes to the Dallas Mavericks. But I think it's better to talk about it as the Mavericks defensively have the best front court in the league, right? It's Flagg, AD, Lively. That's terrifying.
Yeah. And PJ Washington thrown in there if you want to add him.
Yeah,
I'm really
sprinkled
curious
in
about
as if he's a total jag. Go on, John.
Yeah.
No, I'm really curious about the Washington piece of this because if I'm PJ Washington, I'm not thrilled about coming off the bench for any NBA team unless I'm like the definitive six man for a team that's like one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the league, and I'm pretty much guaranteed 25 to 30 minutes a game. Like, he's in a contract year. I know there's a lot of money.
I was gonna say he's an expiring, so
like that's. I don't know if I off the top of my head I don't even know who represents PJ Washington, but I would not be unless they bring Flagg off the bench, which I can't imagine Cooper Flagg's going to want to be coming off the bench, or I don't know, they're going to play him at the 2 or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Part of me thinks we shouldn't drive these conversations with what the players want, unless there's someone like Washington who's literally in a contract years and
That's
is
what I
an
mean.
established vet. Yeah, like Flagg not wanting to come off the bench, he might need to he's either going to start or not. Like, it's not up to him. He won't have say. Everyone knew he was going to Dallas as soon as they won the lottery.
Yeah, I think Washington is like a really, I don't know, he's an interesting guy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they've already told him like, hey, you're gonna play, we have a plan for you to play 25-30 minutes a night. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're gonna be a pain in the ass to have to score against.
Yeah.
And so give me Chris like a minute on his playmaking, which I think is probably, I don't know if it's an underrated trait, but I feel like it's the trait that maybe sets him apart because he's such a good, willing, connected passer.
Well,
and
so that's
at that
it.
size, it's a huge,
That's it right there.
deal.
Like, freeze it right there. He is getting drafted into a league that is becoming increasingly, and I've been talking about this for years, is becoming increasingly about can you win closeouts, or how are you winning your closeouts? Like, and I say that I've talked about this before, not to be like, and I've said this before, but to be like, you're probably tired of hearing me say this at this point, but like the NBA right now to me is primarily the heartbeat of the game is winning closeouts. That's like the atom of the NBA.
Or defeating closeouts.
If you want to break it down, what up, Kev?
Hey, Kev.
If you want to break it down, like I think
Hey, Monica.
Winning closeouts, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is not her first year, right? This is like year 3.
No, she's done it
4.
Yeah, I think so. Chris, about the closeouts, I talk about it all the time. John probably has heard me talk about it 100 times. It's everything right now, and he can help you on both ends because he can probably, because he's got a 7-foot wingspan, standing reach at like an 8'10", he can short close, contain, contest. Like, there's so much value on both ends to win closeouts and also prevent teams from killing them on the other end.
But I think that the two ends of the floor are connected here because it is his basketball IQ, for lack of a better buzzword there, that allows him to be the defensive playmaker that he is. So, like, the playmaking on offense is good and the playmaking on defense is good, and it's for the same reason. It's the same instincts that are coming into play with both ends of the ball, so to say. I will say with Flagg, like, this is not immediately going to be a guy who, 3 seconds left on the shot clock just because Kyrie's out for the year. They're not going to, like, dump it to him every time and he's their go-to guy. Like, I want to say even, like, Paolo as a rookie, just because of the team he was drafted to and the offensive skill sets they had, or more importantly, didn't have, that was, like, immediately his role. Flagg definitely, like, a super connector right now. Like, he's getting dropped on this team basically to be like, hey, you're Josh Hart except 3 inches taller and you can shoot and you're a way better defender and you have a 7-foot wingspan. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to just be filling in gaps in Dallas to start. And we have a body language doc on Kid here.
So,
but yeah,
wow. What were you looking for?
How'd they know?
Already,
how'd they know?
No, but he already told them a number and everything. I didn't know that. It's pretty funny. 32 is good. I like that.
So what I'm interested in here is I'm looking through the history of number 1 overall picks, and I don't know when is the last time a number 1 pick with this level of fanfare. And let's call him. Can we call him like a tier, somewhere between a tier 2 and a tier 3 number 1 overall pick? Like if LeBron and Wemby are tier 1 number 1 overall picks,
he's tier 2. Flagg is tier 2.
Okay, you want it? Fine.
Or AD is number 2. Do you think he's whatever?
Kev, you would say Flagg is like firmly tier 2 there?
It's tough to say it like as a prospect when you're talking about guys who actually did it in the league. So I'm trying to remember everybody as a prospect. No, I don't think he's on the LeBron level.
No, LeBron, Wemby, that's its own thing. But like,
it's LeBron, Wemby,
Scoot and Dylan Harper both went number 2, and Flagg is miles past. You know.
Oh wait, hold on. This is going to be
Dylan Harper, Rutgers.
Okay. So what I was going to say before is, when is the last time a number 1 pick with this level of fanfare has been drafted to a team with the amount and pedigree of not only veteran talent, but like older veteran talent? Kyrie Irving is obviously going to be coming off the ACL, and he's 30. Was he 32? Whereabouts? Something like that?
Yeah. John, if you get to go back to Tim Duncan.
Yeah, you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
That's he was the next. Okay, Duncan. Yes, it's Duncan. Yeah. So, but Tim Duncan is also one of the 10 greatest players of all time, and walked into the league as an All NBA. Did he make All NBA first team his first year, or was it his second year? I always forget this. He walked into the league as a top 10 player, and by year 2, he was one of the 3 best players in basketball. Maybe Cooper Flagg is that. I don't know. If he is that, then God bless the fucking Mavs. Great job by them.
All NBA team 1 rookie year.
Yeah, rookie year. Okay. And then obviously he was raised in the Larry O'Brien Trophy year 2. So to me, this is a kind of a wholly unique situation. I mean, you want to go when Weber went to the Warriors team that had still had Mullen and Timmy was on that, right? Tim was on that team, I think.
He might have still been on there. Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, so you could go back to that. I mean, there's not a ton of examples here of this, and then you go back to like Magic, with Kareem, but again, that's Kareem. He was the best player in the league. So I don't know this. I'm fascinated by the situation because it feels very unique to me.
Agreed. This number 2 pick, best player available. And I said this before you guys came on. Clear best player available at this point. But can you argue the fit is questionable enough to give some thought to me taking the best shooter in the draft and just saying, I'm going to take Konkanipple here. It's going to be an overdraft, but he's a sublime fit with what I got on the roster right now. He's going to be a good player for 10 years. I just don't know how Harper, Fox, Castle, like how do you make that work? And maybe it's just like he's so far above where your next guy is, and it's not a debate, which I understand, but I'm at least bringing it up as something that I would question here at the number 2 pick.
I'm all I'm going to say in response to that. I remember recording a Patreon pod. I'm 90% sure it was with you talking about the Fox trade and why before it happened, right? And we were going
Mhm.
back and forth about the merits of it. And you were like, if the price is low enough, you got to do it. It's De'Aaron Fox.
And
I'm like,
you were much more lukewarm on that. I remember. Yeah.
because you have this once in a I mean, we toss around the term once in a generation too loosely. This guy's a once in a generation player, and it's like, okay, you're acquiring this guy and you're gonna have to pay him, and he's like, this is it. He's a very good point guard. He's the 10th best point guard in the league. I don't know, 12th best, 8th best, something like that. To me, he's the guy that now, if you're the Spurs and someone has to go, not this kid or not Castle, but you made your bed. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think especially with Wembanyama like being so good, and I think he'll be better this year. Shocker. And if his health is all good, he will probably be playing at a top 10 level for the second straight year of his 3-year career. So in that situation, like, you're probably moving some young guys anyway.
Yeah.
Are you really? Who?
Would
you move Castle?
Nameless young guys. I'm saying if you have a guy that's that good on a rookie deal, they made the deal where they traded out of the Dillingham pick to get some future picks. You do that for ammo for a co-star. The Fox deal was like a non-co-star trade, like because they didn't go all in on it. In part because they did what the Knicks did and acquired other teams first so they could trade some. That all said, I was never super bullish on the Fox thing for them. I think it's super hindsight is 2020 to look back and be like, they shouldn't have done it. The price they paid.
Don't tell that to me. I had hesitations before they made the deal.
They didn't give up Castle. They
didn't give up Vassell. They didn't give up any.
They give up nothing.
Picks.
So basically, like, it's whatever. You figure it out. Also, also DJ.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe Knipple's a thought. The same way that, like, I don't know, we think about everything. Like, you think sometimes if you're hungry, like, oh, McDonald's is right there. And then you're like, yeah, no. Like, maybe it was a thought. I'm sure it was a thought, but just the prime ribs right in front of you. And I'm not calling
give me
Knipple
20
McDonald's.
seconds on Harper.
Knipple is like Knipple.
Give me 20 seconds on Harper.
Upside. Yeah. Talk about Harper. What makes him so special?
He's a 6'5" point guard that makes the right reads and can make shots. It's a little bit like Scoot, where you're drafting the archetype a little bit. You're drafting so with Scoot, it was the athleticism. With Harper, it's the positional size. But he's also legitimately really impressive. And like the thing with Dylan Harper too, and his game that's really impressive to me is, like, in my opinion, when you watch him play, the size shows. Like, he gets some rebounds. He doesn't play small. He's listed 6'6", 215. I think he's like 6'5" or something. But, like, I don't know. This is a guy with an NBA dad, Ron Harper. Like, he knows what it takes to succeed defensively as a guard. And he's being told by a good firsthand source, and he's a 6'5". Like, I cannot stress enough that he's a 6'5" point guard that does everything you want a point guard to do, but he's 6'5". Like,
well, Chris, except pull up shoot. That's the thing. He hasn't shown that. Like, that's the only thing. If you're gonna poke a hole in the game.
He's not like Dame Lillard. That's why he's not. But
so now they got two lead guards who don't.
I was gonna say he's a little De'Aaron Foxy.
Three, actually. Because Castle hasn't really developed that part of his game.
Edgecombe. Should have been Knipple. But they were always going to take Edgecombe. I love VJ Edgecombe. I've had a VJ Edgecombe agenda for a full year. Oh!
What? Insane athlete. Functional.
I've had a VJ Edgecombe agenda for a full year. That said, I would have taken Knipple.
So would I.
This is the kid that could shoot, right?
No, that's Knipple.
Can Edgecombe not shoot?
Edgecombe, John,
off the catch, right? He's okay.
Well, do you want like a player comparison or
sure?
Jaylen Brown.
I know nothing from this point in the draft on. I know almost nothing. About
Jaylen Brown, I guess, is a good
Oladipo,
one.
a little bit.
Oladipo is an amazing one. I know that hits home for John. This is a guy, John, who the ball handling is a swing factor. It is not some lock that he's going to be a guy who can handle the ball at the level of even, like the 1.5 guard, like not a primary guard, but he's better than a regular secondary, like Jamal Murray, Oladipo. Like they're good ball handlers. Damn, I'd even say maybe Austin Reeves is in that category now. You're hoping he ends up there, but you're probably just you're probably just hoping he's a secondary ball handler, athletic, dunker,
defensive playmaker.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like he's explosively athletic. He's excitingly athletic. Like he's an OG steal, grab and go dunk. Like that's in his bag.
Okay.
Play super hard. Like, right? That's like the thing you can't like teach the level of intensity he plays with defensively.
And so you can't teach his athleticism and you can't really teach his motor.
Yeah.
Which is like starving type motor. So the thought is, hey, if all this guy needs to do is, they say developing shooter. Yeah, whatever. And if every prospect ever is, if they have a shot, they're a Hall of Famer. Like we can do that all day. But like,
shit.
Yeah, man.
Quite the highlight tape.
No, he's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Look at the OG right here. Yeah, that's fun.
Well, Chris, what I love about him is that he can go off 2 feet or 1 with this. He's more of a 2 foot.
He's a crazy athlete,
explode like leaper, but he can go off 1, 2, and it's still good.
Quickly,
NBA body.
Just to lob it up quick. If I'm Charlotte here, I'm going Knipple.
So this is where the draft starts for real, right? We don't know.
Yes, people said it started at 3, but it was. At least in league circles, it was pretty loud that it was going to be Edgecombe.
So, like, Morey was trying to get some sort of value for the 3 pick. He was not able to get any value, so he just took the guy he wanted to take.
Yeah.
And
I think he would have loved to have traded down to 4. I think he would have loved to have traded up to 2. I think he would have loved to, I think he just wanted to make a deal that he could come away and say, I won this trade and I made a trade that helps the Sixers going into next year.
A lot of people have talked about Philly, just an utterly fascinating situation to me. I mean, I would love to know how much truth there is to the smoke about like they're looking to essentially offload Paul George after year 1 of that deal. I mean, that's
I think it's real.
I mean, Paul George is still a good player.
It's not dump. It's more so like, hey, who is gonna? John, it's basically, man. How do I put it? In Washington D.C., buying weed isn't legal, but giving
your analogies, man. First, would you have that video game analogy?
But giving someone weed is legal. So there's carts and kiosks set up where you can buy like a $30 sticker or a $60 T-shirt, or and then like as a gift for buying their T-shirt or sticker, they throw in some weed on the side. That's basically like what they're doing with Paul George right now. They're being like, hey, we want to offer you the 3rd pick for someone good, and you'll get Paul George. They're trying to sneak him in, like they're trying to finagle him into these deals. It is not working, man. It's not even. I don't even think it's that teams are necessarily so turned off. I had heard the Knicks were interested last offseason, to a degree. In George.
Yeah, I mean they should have been. Paul George is really good, but
before the Bridges thing happened, I heard this, but like. I think right now everyone kind of knows the Sixers are in a situation where they got to trade Paul George, and if
they don't have to do anything,
if their air freshener smells like shit and you know the car in the third pick loses an 80% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. You're not buying a car just to get the air freshener that smells like shit. So let them drive it off the lot and then leave the used car out of the picture later and just buy the air freshener if you actually want it. Don't do this package deal garbage they're trying to sell you on. I don't know. That's my take.
I think the league, it's funny. It's like there's the players who have the most value who are not getting traded unless they demand out. And then there's everybody else who are like, like I saw you tweet earlier about Sabonis. Like, I think I made a crack on a recent pod or post game or something where I was like, we should do an all like, is this guy worth his contract team? And it feels like there's so many of those guys out there in the league right now. And then there's another subset of guys who are like just underneath that. Like Paul George, I think at this point, given the injury and his age and everything, it's not worth his contract. That's fair to say, but he's still very good, So it's like, all right, you have this player on your team. Suddenly he doesn't match up with your timeline like you thought he did a year ago. So how can you get some value there? And that's why I would love to clown the Celtics for doing or I would not clown the Celtics. I would love to push back against all of the filleting of the Celtics that has happened over the last 24 hours, because what did they do? DJ, you tweeted it out. This is the easy part, right? They traded guys away. At the same time, they did okay, in those deals. They did it, and it's easier said than done, I think. So I don't know. It's interesting stuff.
I think there was too much too much dancing on the grave. We're gonna look to the left, look to the right, and they're gonna be right back because they're doing the right thing. With
Kev, would it shock you if the Celtics? I mean, they could trade Jaylen Brown and Derek White in the next 10 minutes, assuming that this is their team and maybe they do a little something. Would it shock you if they won 50 games next year?
Nope.
Shocking.
Nope.
No.
That's
right,
the scary part.
It's gonna be Khan.
Look at you. Let's see how long you keep it going. See how long you can predict all these.
I have no idea who to go for 5 if there's no trade. I would guess Maluach.
So this is he's a wing, this player?
Yeah. Con
2, 3.
Knipple was Flagg's Robin. He's an off-ball demon. He's just going to be out there getting buckets, shooting.
Okay.
It's different from Dalton Connect, in my opinion, because he's a better shooter. And
Dalton Connect.
I think he's a better finisher, too.
I want to say just more scalable offensively. Can scale up a little easier. I think the way to sum up this draft pick is if he ends up just being, or not just, but say he ends up being like Dalton Connect or, just an off-ball shooting, non-defending wing, that's an okay pick regardless of whether or not they keep LaMelo Ball around. And I think they should trade him this offseason. I'll keep saying it.
I've said this for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
I would be trying so hard to get out of the LaMelo, but again, for value, I would be taking quietly scanning basically do what Utah did with Deron Williams. How many years ago?
Yeah,
15 years ago.
But with Knipple, you're basically praying to God that this is Devin Booker coming off the bench at Kentucky, but at Duke being the number 2 to Flagg. That's what you're praying for. What you're probably going to get, I feel like Danny Granger was too on ball for that comp. Maybe
Well, you said he's an off-ball demon, so can't we just use the is the JJ Redick comp too? Is that not?
He's bigger and
Bigger.
He's a better passer too. I think.
plays like he's bigger.
Okay.
Like he should be allowed to dribble when he's on the court. You know, I feel like JJ and
Chris,
the
are you
modern
worried
NBA
about the
is just
defense
catch and shoot.
a little bit, just in terms of the size? Like he's like 6'6" wingspan is pretty alarming for a wing in this
yeah,
day
but
and
like
age. How much
I
is that
think
going to be a problem?
he's such
for
a
him?
shooter. It's fine. He's such a shooter. It's fine. And
Hey, Sean.
maybe the shorter wingspan is part of the shooting, but like he's such a shooter. It's fine. He's got like his brothers. Him and his brothers are like the 7 dwarves up there. Like, what's this outfit array?
This is a Game of Thrones family, right?
They arranged by height order, but starting after him. So they went him to the shortest one, and then up from there. Look. Each one's taller than the next. It's like the Russian
No,
dolls.
the ones on the end are. Is this an optical illusion? Because the one in the purple suit seems like he's the tallest.
Yeah, unless he's elevated, but he is 3 inches taller than him.
And what's with the hair situation there in the back?
Mac, you call them Lannisters? Like,
Yeah,
Well,
right.
no. So he's Team Green. There's Team Red. You know, like
Where's the sister? Oh, she's on. No, I'm not
the
gonna-
Flying Kniffle brothers: Con, Clint, Clay, and Cole.
This is a real thing.
Wow.
Come on, stop it.
This is his dad, or what?
I think I said as a Duke coach.
So what's the
No.
thought process? What's the thought process? Okay, we know the last name is going to be Knipple.
Cash,
What's the thought process
Hager.
behind we're going to go with Khan?
Cash, Kager, Con, Kinston, Kidman.
Come on, man. Stop it. Just
Cash is ridiculous. Cager,
You guys are funny, man.
but that's ridiculous. Hey, Hornets.
Sean,
is
your
a
mic's
cool-
not on, bud.
That's a cool landing spot. Oh yeah, he's just been yapping into the void this whole time.
Oh, sorry, Sean. I didn't see you there.
Jeez, I gotta give him freezing emojis for that.
All right, so
Um,
is this where
Bailey?
Ace-
No, I wouldn't
Wait, no.
think they'd take him. Actually, especially if they're about to move Laurie. I don't know if they are. No, they're not going to move Laurie. Their ownership wants to be good. They're sick of Ainge's BS. I would say the surprise pick here would be Carter Bryant because they're trying to win and they just like wow everyone by taking him or Coward. But I would think Trey Johnson here because they got to trade Sexton and Clarkson if they're actually eventually going to do that. Maluach is the other surprise fit. Maybe yeah, man, this is brutal. This is brutal to guess. I have no idea what the Jazz are going to do. I guess Maluach is my pick.
Malawaj?
He's huge.
Kid from Duke.
He's gigantic.
Okay.
He was on South Sudan's team last year, and he looked like the same. He matched up with Jokic and like was fine at like 18.
Check 1 2 1 2. Can you
Yeah,
hear
what's
me?
go.
up? What's
Got
up?
you.
Good, you're good.
All right. Okay. Few things. One, I was giving Chris, I was giving you those fire emojis when you were going through your analogies. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
John, to answer your question about this K thing, well, Khan Knipple's father is named, wait for it, Khan. And this is from Wikipedia, so you know it's true. Khan Knipple has uncles, Clint, Clay, and Cole, all the letter K. And this has been going on. This is Grandpa's doing right here.
Wait a minute. They all start with the letter K,
Yes.
Multiple
and it's a white family
generations.
from the South.
Wisconsin.
I'm gonna say Maluach, but I think
Oh.
they're trying to win.
Kevin,
Oh! Wow.
Didn't reports say he didn't want to play in Utah?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a
Yeah.
smile on his face right now.
Yeah, well,
How-
he knows. He knows he's going viral. He's
This is
probably
tough.
laughing, but they picked him
He
anyway.
could do the Well, Steve Francis, that was the days before anything went viral.
Arius. Arious. Arius.
What is that? What is that?
His first
That's
name.
his real
That's his
name.
real first name.
Oh,
I like the pick.
Arius. Yeah, well,
I think it's
they're trying to be
What-
like good this year. So
why DJ? Why do you like it?
Well, I just think he's so. I think a lot of the stuff about him as maybe personality or his style of play. I think he's gonna be able to shoot it right away. He's legitimate 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, a
I
lot of
think
that
he's
is
a
the people
he's a
around
playmaker
him,
on the
too,
defensive end.
determining that stuff coming out right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I think he can like play out of the corner tomorrow.
They're keeping him
and
too,
weak
apparently.
side, play out of the dunker spot. His touch is phenomenal. I think you just have to tone down some of the shot attempts that I think we sometimes underrate the ability to make shots that we're seeing right now. Like this is elite shot making. And if you can do that, like you're going to be a great catch and shoot player eventually. Might not happen day one, but it will eventually. And then I think on the defensive end, like he's 8'11" standing reach. Like that's going to play.
So I guess the only question that I would have, like, again, talking about where the game has been and where it's going, for years, it's been the conversation has been how many non-shooters could you have on the floor and how many defensive targets essentially can you have on the floor? And are we at the stage where it's how many non-plus passers can you have on the floor at once? And I know nothing about any of these kids, but I do know that there was some concerns about the fact that he had a startlingly low assist rate.
His teammates 3 to 10 were like the worst in college.
Okay.
That's why they didn't even make the tournament, despite him and Dylan Harper both being on that team. 2 top 5
fine.
picks.
Wait, hold on. Let's hear this. I want to hear what this guy has to say about going to Utah. All right, he's confident. That was quick. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is for the people who have watched these guys more than I have, specifically about Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper. Are either of those guys seen as franchise cornerstones? Like we are building our team around this guy, Harper. Okay. It has always been a red flag to me whenever a guy is put out there treated as a potential franchise cornerstone and their team didn't make the tournament. And Rutgers had 2 of these guys.
So but that's the thing.
Your point, think
about it like that. They used all the damn money on the first 2 guys on the roster. From 3 to 10, they were terrible.
But to your point about 3 to 10 being terrible, if you tell me this, I'm not saying his teammates were any good, 3 to 10. If you tell me this is a guy I can build an NBA franchise around, you make the goddamn tournament. And the 2 examples that I always give, which I said in real time, were Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz. And a lot of it about Markelle Fultz was hold on. No. Fultz, listen, you can blame this shoulder shit all you want. I don't think that's the reason why. He's not where he's not like the guy. And a lot of the same excuses were used with Fultz at the time. This is like in real time where he was like, "Oh, well, his teammates are any good." And I was like, "Hold on, wait, dude, you can't make the tournament out of the Pac-10 like in a game where there's 5 guys on the court and one guy is literally going to play in the NBA as the number 1 pick in the draft." Like, listen, what's this guy's name? Why am I?
Let it come to you. Let me say this:
Lamar Odom made the fucking tournament at URI.
Like, you know who didn't make the tournament though? Who's considered a franchise guy and he's turned into a pretty decent player? Anthony Edwards. That's Georgia.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
And
I was gonna say, let's hear about why it doesn't matter.
there were a lot of, and it was funny before you came on, we were talking a little bit about Anthony Edwards, and Chris made reference to a lot of the people who are pretending like their pre-draft takes don't exist. I remember distinctly reading I think it was on The Athletic. It was whoever does the where they get scouts to spill their guts under the shroud of anonymity.
Yeah.
And there was somebody who's like, I wouldn't touch this kid with a 10-foot pole if I had an NBA team, because whether they said they weren't sure he loved basketball or this, that, the other thing, but all the stuff
I
that you
remember
heard
all that
about
stuff.
Anthony was. So, like, you know, I'm with you, Sean. These things tend to matter to me, but it's not a hard and fast rule, I guess, would be the comeback. There are exceptions.
I remember when Houston area reporters circulated stories that Evan Mobley didn't like the sport of basketball and was just doing it for a job. Right before they took Jalen Green over Evan Mobley, I was like, wow, those things definitely aren't connected. Listen, man, Sean, here's the counter, right? Yes, I'm telling you, in a sport with 5 guys on the court and one of them is going to the NBA, the other 4 are 25-year-old, 50-year seniors because of a COVID year. And we're talking about 2 freshmen on Rutgers. This is not USC or Kentucky or Duke. And we're like, oh, but they only have 2 guys. And they're shitting out G League players as their GPA guys at the end of the bench. This is Rutgers, where they were supposed to get Cam Spencer for $400,000, and that was a big deal. And UConn came in and offered him $1 million, and he went there instead. This is Rutgers, who has 2 top 5 picks in the NBA draft, and who had a 3 to 10 on their roster that genuinely was not D1 level. And so, like,
Good.
They were D1 level. They were not Power 5 conference level, Power 6, whatever you want to say.
Here we go.
Yeah, that was easy here, but that was easy.
Is this the guy who could shoot it?
Khan's the guy who can shoot it.
I know Khan's the best shooter, but
Trey is one
other
hell
really
of a
good
scorer.
shooter in this group, right?
He's one hell of a scorer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe it's
Let's
him.
go. Let's go, Washington. I need that pick, so I hope Trey Johnson is
Bub
the best.
Bub and Trey.
Kev,
Yeah.
You ain't getting that pick.
I need that pick, Macri. I need that pick.
Even in this East.
As a freshman at 6'6", Trey Johnson averaged 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2.7 assists. Oh, and he made 39.7% of his 6.8 3-point attempts per game.
Yeah, the volume is crazy.
Jason Meredith in the chat, KFS faithful, KFS loyal, KFS OG. Jason Meredith says, pretty big on Trey Johnson. I see him like a Tyler Hero. I like that take, Jason. I think that take is nice. I was going to say, like, if things don't go great for Trey Johnson, you might still end up with a Bogdanovich. And if things go a little better than that, I like that outfit. If things go well for him, but not amazingly, like Norm Powell, you know what I mean? Shorts? No, they're not cargo shorts. It's like a
3/4 length.
So yeah, it's I want to say in Japan.
You know what we used to call them? We used to call them clam diggers. You never heard that, did you?
I don't want to ask what that means.
It's not dirty. It's what those were. If Google it, I promise you. Anyway, what I'm curious about with the Wizards is they now have who is it?
I love their young core.
Middleton,
Bob Carrington.
No. I'll save the young core for a second.
Smart,
old guys. Smart, Middleton, CJ McCollum.
Yep.
Kelly Olynyk, right? Wasn't that deal?
Yes,
Kelly Olynyk. That's wins.
You keep telling me.
I think it's a stealth tank.
It is a stealth tank, but I'm just curious. Like opening night, assuming all those old guys are going to be healthy, which they're not. Like, what's the starting lineup? What do the minutes look like? Because they got to play these kids. You know, they got a lot of talented kids.
So it's a mixture of vets and young players who will come together to like be as good as it needs for us to get our pick. Let's just keep saying it. You don't have to shake your head. You know.
You know what the thing is, Kev? I would really love to believe that because again, the East is what it is. But looking up and down the East, just real quick, Cavs trying to win. The Celtics, unless they trade White and Brown, they're going to trip their way into 45 wins. Knicks trying to win. I mean, do you really think the Pacers are going to go into a full tank? No, I just don't see it. Bucks trying to win. Pistons trying to win. Magic trying to win. Heat, as long as Pat Riley is breathing, trying to win. Hawks, clearly trying to win. Bulls, perpetually trying to win 42 games. Then Sixers, like, they're going to start out the season trying to win, right? And then who do you have? Raptors, ostensibly.
They're trying to win.
They're trying to win.
So that leaves 3 teams: Brooklyn, Hornets, and the Wizards.
We still need that pick, though. That's the thing. It's not about whether it's going to happen or not. It's about what I'm rooting for.
It's top 10 protected, right?
Top 8.
I thought 8. I think 8.
8. Okay.
So they
ninth worst team in the league.
Well, they have to.
3,
they could slide back though. They could slide back.
Let's say they finish as the 4th worst team. They could fall to 9. I think.
Yeah.
Right? Or is if they have to finish 5th worst, they could fall to 9.
No.
One of those two, either 4th or 5th worst. They could.
No, 5th. It's 5th. Yeah.
It is 5th. Okay. So 5th.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it possible? Can they?
I mean,
I don't
know.
know.
Last year they were 8.
For the record, I'm not betting it. I'm just rooting for it.
Yeah, no, but even like the West is The West is a bloodbath, but the West is a bloodbath where everybody other than Utah is going to start the season being like, "Hey, we're in it. Let's go." You know? I don't know.
That's true. Listen, if it's close, imagine the Knicks play the Wizards like 3 times.
Oh
at
my
the end
God!
Of the year. And it's close.
If the schedule makers know what they're doing, they'll do like what the who did the Knicks play a lot down the stretch this year? Or was that Chicago
Detroit?
2 years ago? I'm thinking of.
It was Chicago. It was Chicago
2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, they should do that with Washington this year.
You want a cool Trey Johnson stat?
Sure.
So 41% catch and shoot threes, 100 attempts, pretty good. 54% on 3-point make shots off movement. So movement shooter, catch and shoot. That's a pretty dynamic, and with the volume that Chris talked about, 11 threes per 100 possessions.
11 per 100?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. He takes 7 a game, and he's in college where they play 40-minute games. Like he's ripping. Yeah, Trey Johnson to the Wizards, man. They have such a good young core, dude. They have. If you completely ignore Keshawn George, like who I like,
I think he's gonna be okay.
That's a lie. People like him. I didn't like him as a prospect. He's looking way better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
They have Bub Carrington and Alex Sarr, which that's a great.
You haven't
duo.
mentioned my favorite one. I love Koulibaly.
And then I was gonna say, then they have the wings. Then they have Koulibaly,
Kispert,
and Kispert, and now they've got man. So I
wonder because Kispert, like they obviously have all this cap space that like it's all rookie contracts that they have on the books past this season, except Kispert. Mm-hmm. They have him. It's 3 more starting this year. It's 3 more years at like 13 and change a year, which is a good deal. It's a really nice deal for a player like him.
Call it Chris.
I have no idea. Fears.
Yo, how are you guys watching the draft?
What? Hey! Great job, Chris. He's 7 for 7.
No, I'm not. I pulled that out of my.
I gave Chris a grenade with 3 in the
Dude,
shot
I
clock.
literally,
Nah, dude, you're 7 for 7.
I said
own it.
it's the Pelicans. They're going to do something stupid. They have DeJounte. They just traded for Jordan Poole. They're going to take the guard bet.
So why? So is this stupid?
This is stupid.
I've never heard this person's name before in my life. Is this stupid because of the positional logjam?
Yeah, because if you like a guy, Jordan Poole is not preventing me from taking this guy. I'm sorry.
And
Well,
Murray.
they just went and acquired Jordan Poole and 40 whatever extra $1 million on top of what CJ was making.
I'm not saying
they must like him a little bit.
Yeah, yes, I'm not saying that I would have traded with Jordan Poole.
Fears is a little bit. Sorry. Go on, Sean.
No, I'm saying if I like this kid, I'm not letting Jordan Poole say I can't take this kid.
No,
Because,
for sure. But
example,
they traded how many first-round picks for DeJounte Murray and then traded on purpose CJ McCollum for another guard. So it's not about, Jordan Poole's not so good or bad or whatever that you should. It's about if you care about it, the kid is a prospect that you think he's so good that you draft him anyway. Why have you cock-blocked him out of your starting lineup for the next 2 years, Sean? It's not about how good they think he is. It's about what they're doing and what it results in for him and the start of his career.
I am not here to defend the New Orleans Pelicans. All I'm saying is,
sounds like
if I like this kid, you know why? Because listen, imagine
they're a horribly run organization, Sean.
You are preaching to the choir. But imagine if, speaking of horribly run organizations, at least one horribly run organization in Sacramento didn't say, well, we like this Halliburton kid, but we have De'Aaron Fox, we won't take him. Now, what they did after that is a whole story. But if you like the kid, take him.
Jason M says DeJounte Murray is probably going to be out for the season.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they get one of the first-round picks back that they traded for him. Like, shit's dying.
No, he's saying that Fears he might have an opportunity to play.
Yeah, he has.
No, I get it, but then what? Right? It's like then they got to move someone. So I guess they got to move. It doesn't matter if they just move someone.
Well, the upside here is like as a player, this is like best ball handler.
I was about to say,
right?
DJ, but here's the quick sell. Yeah, I mean, Fears reminds me a lot of how I evaluated Maxey as a prospect, which is. And if you guys remember, I remember being in my freshman year college dorm, like on a stream with John and Benji and no, not Benji, John and Spencer Perlman.
Hey, shout out to Spencer.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? But basically, Fears is like super fast and he can handle the basketball. He's very young. I don't know that he's so far from a surefire bet at a stud point guard, but a lot of the stuff that makes him far from a surefire bet at being a stud point guard, you kind of just wash away by the fact that when it becomes crunch time, this kid just gears into another level. Like this kid just becomes a different animal, but the same beast, he's nuts. And so you're kind of like, we'll get over whatever, efficiency, not really there for him.
I think they should relocate this franchise to a different city. And I think
Louisville.
I don't know where, but
no, you leave them where they are. That way, when they add the Sonics and the Vegas team this summer, or they announce the teams this summer, they can move the Pelicans to the East. And then every single team in the league that's tanking will be in the East.
The Wolves are... I would guess the Wolves are going to get that. But
that would be crazy, especially because they're good. Anthony Edwards in the Eastern Conference all of a sudden.
You've touched on a topic that has been who should move to the Eastern Conference, and there's actually legitimate arguments for all. It's 3 teams: it's Minnesota, Memphis, New Orleans.
I was going to say Memphis is the one we haven't touched on.
There's legitimate arguments for all 3 teams.
Yeah,
Minnesota actually makes the most sense because they're actually closer to Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit,
Indiana.
They're you could put them in a division with those, and they're
central.
like that. Yeah. But the funny thing is that Jessica says Minnesota's literally on the east side of the country. All three of these cities are
Yeah,
east of the
Memphis
Mississippi
is more
River.
east.
Why are they all celebrating like they just won the championship?
Because this is Brooklyn. That's what they do. Because they don't win real championships. They celebrate. They become pig whores. Now the draft has started for me because this is what I've been waiting for. This
What,
is what
the
I've been
fucking
waiting
Nets
for.
pick?
Fear's
Oh,
going.
Yes.
Fear's
what I'm-
going
yes.
before them,
Great champion.
and them being this excited is funny because if they make like a normal pick, like, hey, we're a team trying
Oh
to
wait,
win.
no, predict. Come on, predict who they're gonna take.
Come on, draft boys.
Malak. That's my prediction.
I think they're surprised that Maluach made it this far, especially if they're going to trade Claxton.
So that's why they're all singing
to
and
the
dancing
Lakers.
in there. Okay.
I think
I
the
don't think
Lakers
there's-
will
that's
probably
big
be
also.
interested in Claxton. I don't think Jaeger Demon goes this early, Jason. I think they're this juiced up about Maluach. There's no way they're this excited about. Like, I guess the excitement is throwing me off. If I had not seen that excitement, I would guess here that they're taking Noah Asenge, the 6'9" French kid, who's 18 and averaged 17 and 8 playing against like adults.
Okay.
Look at him in the middle.
Who's
That's him
your
in the middle.
prediction?
The kid in the middle, number 3.
Sangue?
here.
That's who your prediction is?
Yeah, Sangue.
Okay.
But the fact that they're so excited makes me think it's the second guy here, Maluach. If I had to give a pro comp for Maluach, it would be like Jakob Pertl is pretty much what you're hoping for
So
out of him. Like
we're nailing this down. Your prediction is a
Noah. I'm going with Noah.
Okay, that's it. Final answer.
If
I'm
it-
gonna go just to be different. I'll go Maluach.
Noah would be a bizarre pick here for them.
All right, here we go.
It would
should
be
take
giving
Derek
up on
Queen.
Derek Whitehead and
They should take Derek Queen.
The fuck is
Oh,
that?
they did it.
Jason.
Jason M nailed it.
I don't. Who is this?
Igor Demine?
Jaeger Demon. Bro, this is
Oh,
is
Jaeger or
strange to me.
Igor?
It's not Igor.
This is strange to me.
It's not Igor.
No, it's Jaeger.
I'm calling him Igor. EGOR.
He
That's
says
Igor
Yagor.
to me.
Yagor, okay.
He's like a
Well-
6'8" point guard who
Okay,
can't
that's great.
defend. He can't really make free throws. He definitely isn't an athlete, and he isn't strong, so he can't.
Sounds like
rebound.
Brooklyn got a steal.
Hold on, Chris. Chris went immediate negative.
Yeah. he's basically like
Aside from the negatives of,
Oh,
of a
Jesus.
young, thin,
He's
rail thin Euro prospect, he's a pick and roll wizard.
Okay. that's good.
Elite passer. He can make every pass in the book. He can get the ball from A to B, no matter where A or B is. No matter, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, so
look
he's a great passer. Okay, that's
he's
that's
a
a big deal.
6'8" point guard. That's a pick and roll maestro, like legit maestro. Look at it. Look at him here, man. Oh, flicks it up. He's got no swag. They tried really hard with that clip, but yeah, man. He's fun.
Oh, that's a hell of a pass.
And also like low key 3-level score. Low key though. Like we're
This
not really.
motherfucker shot 27% from 3 in college. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He said low key. Listen,
What three levels would
qualified
that be, Chris?
Like I was looking at that for the last 30 seconds, and then Chris says 3 levels. I was like, what the?
Yo, how did this happen?
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
BYU player. Oh, well, that's a successful.
that's
That's
not
a
a great
successful answer.
trio right there. Well, duo. We don't know
Hold
about
on. Where
Igor
did
yet.
who was the most recent BYU
Jimmer Fredette?
Jimmer Fredette? When did he go? Was that he was the 11th pick?
Yeah, something like that, right?
He was in the lottery. I know that.
Jaeger
Oh.
Demon, if the pick never, if the shot never, ever,
10th.
ever comes around
10th?
for him,
Yes.
Didn't he go to BYU?
Josh Giddey is a good comp for Jaeger Demon, in my opinion.
You did.
What the fuck? Did they just leave him out of that graphic because
Maybe they said top 10? Was it top 10 only? I don't know. Oh, he went 10.
Well,
he went 10.
Yeah.
Well, he was traded.
Shimmer
Maybe because he was traded
erasure.
to Sacramento.
That's terrible.
I don't know. That's by the way, I clipped that Brooklyn got a steal. That was gold. Yeah, 27% in this economy. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
listen,
I said
everyone-
Josh Giddey. I said Josh Giddey, dude.
Yeah,
Can I
the Giddey comp is good.
Can I jump in here for a sec? I've been here. I feel like I've been hearing, to the extent that I paid attention to draft coverage, that there was a set-ish top 8. First of all, is that accurate? And does anybody know if that's accurate?
No, because there were trades afoot. Like, I still think.
Well, is there anyone that should have gone by now? That isn't it?
No, it's not that he should have
Malawak.
gone by now.
Malawak.
And I would say he was probably in that set top 8, but he's the only one that was probably in that set top 8 that didn't go. I
So
think the Raptors
is
are going to go down
Toronto-
to the end of the clock here because they're trying to trade this pick.
You don't think they're just going to take Malawak?
No, I think they're trying to trade this pick, and then I think they'll take him.
I don't know. I really love what the Raptors are doing with all of these players that just
Aren't good enough.
Don't say his name, John. It only gets you in trouble.
I'll say it for you. They're not good enough.
I'm,
know what?
what are they building here? Like, what is this?
I could
What is this?
see. I could see.
I'm sorry, Kev.
I'm dying out here, man. You guys are hilarious.
It's not even RJ. It's when they made the Ingram trade, it was, and Ingram's a good player, but like
They're not going to do it. There's not enough time left.
The thing that
that's-
killed
yeah,
him
that
is that Ingram never got on the court last year. Like they
I
never
thought
got a
this
chance
pick
to
might
see
get
it for,
traded
like,
with
10
quickly
games.
for Sabonis.
we never got to see it. You're right, DJ. Never got to see it.
Yeah,
I
quickly
think
the
we
package
need-
quickly with this pick.
I thought
We
this
were
pick
thinking?
and quickly might get traded for
Yeah.
Sabonis. I don't think it'll happen now with only a minute to go. I think they're just going to take Malawak and call it a day.
Hold on. You think they're You think they're trying to get Sabonis for quickly?
And the ninth pick.
Hold on. Let me think about that for a sec. Quickly and the 9th pick to Utah.
No,
To Sacramento. Sorry,
Sacramento. Yeah.
Quickly in the 9th pick.
Now, who the hell's their point guard?
So then quickly would have to go. Oh my God, I would feel bad for him.
then they
play with-
trade like DeMar to Miami or something like that, and they'd be left with quickly Monk and
Levine,
Yeah.
Keegan Murray. Who's their
Maybe-
center?
oh,
then?
Toronto really likes Monk, right? So maybe quickly and RJ and 9 for Sabonis and Monk.
That's a lot of deck chairs.
And then
Just-
Sacramento takes Malawak with the pick.
So Malawak is. You said he's a center who most he compares to who? Did you compare?
I said Jakob Pertl is like what you're
Okay.
hoping for because he's gigantic, but he's got some. He's young too, man. Like he's got some game. He's got some potential. He's fucking huge though. Like, can I just
How
say?
does he compare to Lively as a prospect? Not at that level, but tier below maybe.
Malawak is more raw. Lively could shoot, or at least fake shoot. Malawak is more like, hey, this guy is an analytic darling who's young as hell, who's 7'2".
Yeah.
Like Lively.
Yeah, he's like Mitchell Robinson size. He's huge.
No, he's who? Malawak? He's 2 inches taller.
Yeah. Well, Mitch is like 7'1" in shoes, right? No.
I think 7 foot.
Okay. Yeah, he's bigger. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's 250 too, which is nice.
Yeah. Malawak is
We have
253, I want to say, was what the listed I last saw was.
some super chats on the
Oh,
YouTube.
go
Shout
for
out
it.
to everyone watching on YouTube. From Drew P says those Mitch rumors died tonight. Also, Mitchell Robinson better than iHeart. And from Sam L, thank you for your contribution. Says I'm with Kev. Crazier things have happened. The East sucks. Maybe the Wizards like each other and play hard for 82 next year.
Yep.
Got to be Malawach. Has to be. I'll go after myself.
I'm with you. I thought Malawach was the pick also.
That's pretty surprising to me, man. CMB.
Maybe this is the trade. Maybe this
10th
is the trade
on my board. 10th on my board. Goes number 9. I'm not gonna be. Everyone who talks about this kid is gonna BS you. Every single person who talks
in what sense
about Colin Murray Boyles is gonna BS you and talk to you about whatever. Oh, he's dating Chloe Kitts. She's good at ball. Anyway, everyone is going to BS you and give you this fake intellectual whatever the hell analysis. Here's why people rank CMB highly. Here's why I have him ranked 10th on my board. Everyone thinks they have found the next Draymond Green.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this kid.
That's it. That's all. That's all the analysis I'm going to give because that's all you need. Right? Like everyone thinks they found the next Draymond. Hey,
but it sounds like you do not think he is the.
No, I have him 10th on my board.
Well, if he's the next Draymond, he should be going 10th in this draft. He should be going 2nd.
Well, we don't know that he's the next Draymond. No one knows anything. But, yeah.
Yeah. Well, unlike a lot of guys that have been compared to Draymond in the past, like Grant Williams got like some Draymond comparisons. Like this guy has that Draymond 6'6", 7 foot wingspan thing going on where
and
he
also
just
like
plays bigger than you think he is, and he's got incredible instincts.
I want to say a little bit like the instincts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's his comparison tree. Like Draymond, Josh Hart, Grant Williams, and Clarence Weatherspoon.
Wow.
Spoon.
Clarence Weatherspoon.
Love
love
me
that.
some Spoon.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know that Hart is an apt comparison. Because
I'm watching this guy. Yeah, look like Josh Hart.
This guy's a big guy.
He's a big boy.
He's bigger and more skilled on the ball. That's why he's going 9th, and Hart went 30th. Like,
they did Hart dirty.
They did, but you get my point too.
I mean, Hart was also like on the ball a lot in college, wasn't he?
On the ball, I don't know if he was on. I feel like he was like he is now.
Yeah. They didn't really have like a true. I mean, it was a weird system. What you like about this kid though? 12 free throws against Arkansas March 4th, March 1st, March 4th against Georgia, 18 free throws. Had a 56% free throw rate in college, and that's one of those like translatable.
Take that hat
numbers.
off, shorty. Take that.
Is that his girlfriend?
That's the Lonnie Walker. That's the Lonnie Walker hat fit.
You don't have the Florida straight up dreads. You got
a proposed trade. Something interesting to me. I don't think any of the 4 of you have thought about this once because you guys have like jobs and children or children. But like, do you guys think ESPN signing Shams is why he's not spoiling the picks crazy this year?
Yes.
Yes.
He is spoiling them, but he's only doing
not all. He started with number 3 and he took a break after number 5.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm not getting anything from him.
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean, he's only a few seconds early on some of these.
Yeah, Chloe Kitts, Jason. I just found that out earlier.
He's like live tweeting it, and then the slight delay.
Yeah.
Is the.
So I'm sorry, the Nets. What are they gonna?
So the reason why I was looking forward to the draft interview with the Nets is because all 87 members of Nets Twitter yesterday were convinced that they're going to package all these picks and move up to like 6. And I'm like, that is not how this works. That is not how this works.
There is not 87 members of Nets Twitter.
So Jaeger Demon,
not that many.
I guess I get the pick. They think they're the Thunder. That's cool. They need to make a trade like really soon. They need to make a trade like really soon where they take the 19th pick and one of 26 and 27 and turn it into I don't even care if it's just the 15th pick. They need to try and move up. You can't draft that many players and have them work.
Oh, listen.
No one
I said
develops.
this.
No one
They're
develops.
not drafting. They're not like people are like, we have 1/6 of the draft. Like, you're not drafting 5 players today.
No Soto.
You're not. Or if you do, they're not all making it. So you're not. Like, that's not the future. So a trade will come at some point between now and God knows when. But the idea that they were going to package all these picks and move up into like the lottery is like, no. Well, maybe like you move from like, because they are like, you maybe take 26, 19, move up to 14. But other than that, I'm like, you're not like, it's not like, oh, we can go to the top 4. Like, no, that's not how this works.
No. Malawach is going 10.
You know that?
110?
Yeah, Jake Fisher just reported.
That's a great outcome for them.
This is Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
So they got
This
their
is
center.
the Phoenix pick. That's
I
right.
think you have to feel better about the return now that you got a guy that probably is, really good value at this point.
Nah,
And
sure you feel better. That return, we are gonna look back on that return as being like laughably awful. And
Hey, we got a trade.
Oh, trade.
The Charlotte Hornets are trading Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns
wow,
for the 29th pick tonight and
a first.
a
Hey,
2029
center
first
room.
round pick.
Their
Sir,
center
I'm
room.
going to need to hear about the protections on that 2029 Charlotte Hornets. Right? No, wait, hold on. Who's giving up the No, they're getting
the
this.
Suns are trading the Suns are trading the pick.
So wait a minute. That's one of those shitty picks that they got. The swaps on swaps on swaps.
Wait, so they're going to take Malawach and now trade for Williams?
And they have Mark Williams, apparently. Well, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
So
they
many things the Suns have done.
I mean, they only have Nick Richards on the roster now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if we've ever seen a front court like Mark
Wait a
Williams
minute.
and Nick Richards.
Wait a minute! I was just saying. Wait a minute. They're getting the band back together.
What do you mean?
Mark Williams.
Did they both play in Charlotte?
Oh yeah, there you go.
That was my joke. Yeah,
that was good.
he's aura
Wait a minute,
farming.
now
I'm
they have-
out.
And now they have 2 Charlotte centers and this guy. So what I was gonna say before that trade was, because John, I was listening to the pod with you and Andrew before where you recap Fanatics Fest, and it was like the reason why the Suns made the trade when they made it. Because I agree with you. Like, if they waited, they maybe could have got something more. But they wanted to pick in this. They wanted to take the player in the draft.
They clearly did.
And because what happens is, if they wait, let's say they love Malawach. If they don't make the trade and then say, hey, send us Malawach, maybe Houston's like, no, we kind of like him. We'll keep him. They wanted to be able to pick. They wanted to be able to pick. They wanted to be able to make a pick in this draft.
Yes.
That's why they made it. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm saying that's why they made it.
Can we talk about this Mark Williams trade for a second? Because the original Mark Williams trade was Connect, and someone correct me if I'm misremembering this. Was it not 2 future Laker firsts?
I will look this up.
Someone look it up because a
a
I vaguely
2031
recall it
first
being-
and it was a 2031 first and a 2030 pick swap.
Okay, so a future unprotected first
And Cam Reddish.
Of course. That was mean. And a distant unprotected swap. That was the trade. And now
Yes.
they are
you
getting
can't smile.
second
Get son to
to
clean
last
a tissue.
pick. Yeah, he needs someone give him a
And I'm
Kleenex.
gonna take you gonna have him take the picture with like tears streaming
Yeah.
down his
I
face.
mean, no, I'm happy for the young
John, watch this.
What? I don't know what you're doing. You're drinking something, I think.
No, watch the TV, you moron. Not
Oh. Oh, yeah, he just picked up basketball recently. Yes.
John's like, you're drinking. What am I looking at?
You're
Ooh,
very,
blah.
Oh my God.
it's
Ooh,
very
blah.
exciting. I'm excited for the young man. So Mark Williams went from netting a future unprotected first and a future unprotected swap and a mildly interesting rookie to now getting the 29th pick in this draft and a shit 2029 first, because that's definitely because the only picks
Here's
that
the
doesn't have
protections
trade,
on that. You want it?
it's
So
what's that?
the 29th first rounder is least favorable among
Of between,
Cleveland,
like, 3 teams.
Utah, and Minnesota.
There you go.
1 through
So-
5 protected.
That's going to be an ass first round pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I guess the medical was really bad.
It was bad.
But then why Phoenix trade for him when you're gonna draft Malawak and you have Nick Richards?
I don't get it. I don't think
Like why
this doesn't
trade
make
for
sense
Mark
to me.
Williams at that point?
Well, it also shows how desperate Phoenix is for a center, that they're taking a kid who pretty clearly is a health risk if this is the return after the Lakers nixed the trade. I mean,
I don't know. We need centers. Somebody said we need centers.
You know,
All right.
maybe Phoenix. Again, Phoenix literally has no control of their draft until freaking JD Vance is president, right? So
this was the 29
Yep.
first was the only tradable first round pick they had.
Oh, that's right. And they got Oso, right? They got Iguodaro, who's kind of
They
like
do have him too.
they got to be moving one of these guys. Maybe there's a deal for one of these guys.
I don't think
'cause
they're moving anybody. I think they just drafted maybe they're going to move Nick Richards. Hey,
I would think they move Richards
okay.
it would make
Have a hug?
sense. It would make sense to like
because it makes no sense to reach the Charlotte center rotation. Bye, Sass.
Hi to the
Oh, that's not
people.
Sass. That's Isabel.
Izzy,
Izzy.
say hi to the people.
Okay.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Everybody says hello.
I wonder if they think Malawak has a little more in his game offensively. Playmaker, maybe some shooting eventually down the line that you can justify playing him with another big.
Unless they're gonna trade that kid.
I saw somebody compare him to Miles Turner. Does he have that level shooting?
Not now. Maybe Miles Turner could shoot it coming out of college.
Trade.
That was like a real.
We got it.
skill.
Yeah, we got to trade. So Blazers are taking Cedric Coward, whoever the hell that is, and then trading him to the Grizzlies.
Coward's the guy who got lit after the tournament, right? He was like
I
a late.
don't know.
He's like a late name.
Yes. Listen, man, I have him 11th on my board.
Well, he's going 11th, so good job by you.
He's
Big wing,
going
can
where?
shoot.
Trading him where?
Memphis.
So again,
Okay.
Chris, this was our text conversation the other day. He's a big wing that could shoot. What's wrong with him? Why is he going 11th in this draft?
Well, you mean like why not higher?
If he's a big wing that could shoot, why is he going? Yeah, why is he going higher?
He had a super small sample size in college. Like
And he's
Okay.
he had a
Mhm.
meteoric rise from Division 3 to a lottery pick. He's a 6'6" wing. And
Oh, he's a 6'6" wing, so he's a little small.
7'2" wingspan though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
really
that makes
long.
sense.
Yeah.
he ended up he started at damn.
Eastern Washington.
Willamette. He started at Willamette in Oregon.
Will Arnett.
Willamette.
What?
Willamette.
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever. He averaged 19
Willamette,
points.
damn it.
All right, allegedly. He averaged 19 points and 12 rebounds a game. Transferred from there to Eastern Washington.
Sean, that was phenomenal.
Junior year, averaged 15 points a game. Oh, what is this? Yeah. Washington senior season, cut short. Entered the transfer portal and committed to Duke. Yeah, Coward committed to Duke. And then just like went to the NBA draft and got picked in the lottery instead.
What a coward.
I like that. I
Willamette
like
is
that we all
inside
just
joke.
went silent. I love that the response to that joke from Kev was just a collective fall of silence. That was
I feel like you
awesome,
didn't quite.
guys.
I feel like you didn't quite get the joke, but
I didn't hear whatever it was. I'm just looking at a video of the Colin Murray Boyles kid. I didn't notice this in real time. I don't know if any of you did. When he got picked by the Raptors, he shook his head and then mouthed "fuck."
Nah, man. If I couldn't, if I was a
Wow.
prospect that couldn't shoot, I'd actually be like rabidly foaming at the mouth at the thought of being drafted to play with RJ Barrett and Brandon Ingram.
I don't know, man.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
that's
the
something.
the Willamette damn it is a reference to all my people listening to Tony Kornheiser's show. Shout out. If you know, you know. With that said,
So
go ahead, John.
So the trade to move up here, Memphis is giving up 16, a future first, and 2 seconds. What future first are they giving up to move up 5 picks along with 2
Who's
seconds?
this?
The Grizzlies. Hold on, I'm gonna look and see what their draft assets are. That's a lot. I mean, unless it's a really, really heavily protected pick.
Our man
That's
James Edwards just said that Cedric Howard is his favorite non-Flagg Bailey Harper player in this draft.
Okay, so they're giving up the 2028 Orlando first. So that's 3 seasons away. It's 506, 6, 7, 7, 8. I mean, the Magic are probably going to be good.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. Isn't that a lot to? They must really like Cedric Howard. Okay, must really like him.
Like you said, the 2028 Orlando, the 2028 first from Orlando is probably going to be in the 20s.
Yeah,
So, like, whatever.
Look, unprotected firsts more than even. Look, how about look what just happened to the Pacers in the finals. Like, you never know with these unprotected picks. To move up 5 spots, they must love the kid. It's a good bit of business by Portland.
Portland's good. They make good moves in general, I think.
I mean, I didn't. With the Drew thing, it was really about the money that they have to pay Drew for the rest of his contract, and I don't think they're in danger of being because they have Ayton coming off the books, and they're gonna have Grant coming off the books. Well, actually, they got a lot of Grant
2 years.
Left, but, yeah. Maybe not Grant coming off the books, but like, I don't know. They don't really have to pay any of their guys anytime too soon, I don't think. Maybe there's going to be a year where they're going to really be up against it, but that's the big downside there.
Apparently Malika Andrews called him Colin Cowherd on the air instead of Cedric.
Close enough.
Yeah.
That's
now all over.
Times is gone. I went to the Bucks.
That's a nice bit of pub from ESPN to Fox.
Yo, they don't have. I'm looking at Portland's roster and Spot Track. They got a lot of.
They got some things. They got some
next
things working
year,
over there.
Yeah, next summer, Ayton's gone. Obviously, Simons got traded. Robert Williams is gone. That's $13 million. Thibault, they have a decision to make. That's $11.5 million. He's, but everyone else is cheap. Everyone else is. All the good players are like Shaden's an RFA next summer. No, in 2 summers from now. Well, next summer. And Kamara's under. He's signed through 2027. I also do believe that there's something to the fact of they may be trying to establish identity on defense, which is why they told Anthony Simons to go away. By the way, which is hilarious when they were like, "Oh, they got Anthony Boston got Anthony Simons," and I'm like, and Derek White's gonna have so much work to do.
Oh, I just realized something. Has anyone checked in on Lemon Meringue? Because I remember it was not long ago before since he was touting Anthony Simons as the heir apparent, the franchise heir apparent to Damian Lillard. I guess that plan went off the rails a little bit.
Let's see if there's anything he has to say.
That's a bad job by me. I should have checked in on the pie recently, but didn't do that.
Let's just hope he's more. Do we think he's more or less heartbroken than Matt Moore was when the Grizzlies traded Desmond Bane? Because he was
shut up, Sean. Another trade. Shut up, Sean. Another trade. Hawks trading the 13th pick in the draft to the Pelicans. The Pelicans are taking the 23rd pick and an unprotected 2026 first-round pick that is the most favorable of the Pelicans or the Bucks picks, and they're going from 23 to 13.
13th pick in the draft to
the Pelicans are cooking.
Gentlemen, I got some parental duties to attend to. I will see you guys.
DJ, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
Enjoy the night. Talk soon.
Thank you, DJ. It was nice to have you, man. Thanks for coming.
Hold on. Hold on here. The Pelicans, who were
moving up,
just moved up from 23 to 13 with a future first.
Yes, but it's
unconscionable from Dumars. Unconscionable offseason thus far.
Wait a minute. Joe Dumars is cooking in the kitchen? You don't say.
Like, there is a very good chance, I would argue, that the Pelicans are going to be in the lottery next year.
Oh, I thought you were going to say have the worst record in the league.
That's too much.
How many teams have a better chance at having the worst record in the league than the Pelicans?
Off the top of my head, probably 4. I think 4.
Wait. Wow, that's weird.
Why? This is a guy you thought was going to go 8th.
Yeah, but I don't. He's 21st on my board. Like I'm not a fan, and I also don't get what they're doing with this roster.
It's the Bulls. Worst record.
Oh, we have another trade.
No, it's the same trade, but it's the answer to the trade.
Oh, it's who they're taking. Yeah, okay.
I wish I didn't see the notification. Shout out Jake though. He's killing it, but damn.
Washington, Utah, Brooklyn.
Utah should be better. Utah should be better than them.
And Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte really should actually be better than New Orleans, given the conference that they play in. I don't think they will be, but they should. So again, okay, so let's say bottom 5. There is a decent chance that the Pelicans have one of the 5 worst records in the league next year, right? It's not a terrible chance.
You know what? I'm looking at the standings from last year. Yeah.
Look, they got killed by injuries last year. I get it, but like, guess what? This fucking franchise seems to get killed by injuries every goddamn year because they have a notoriously poor training program or health and fitness program.
Training staff.
That they don't invest in. Training staff, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. To go up from 23 to 13, you trade away your unprotected pick next year. That's unconscionable.
They're thinking
Unconscionable.
they're thinking that Derek Queen, who I actually know something about, is going to be that dude. And they're saying themselves is Derek Queen, Zion, Jordan Poole.
Oh my God, I forgot they traded for Jordan Poole.
Trey Murphy.
So hold on.
So they're tasking 3 players on the roster with all of the defensive responsibility. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and Yves Missi are the defense. That is it.
Yes.
Zion, Queen, frontcourt, Burger King. Have it your way. Poole,
Yes.
Murray, backcourt when he's back. Jesus.
No, look. So this
there's
is
no
an interesting
defense.
mix here. You got 2 rookies, clearly who they like very much. You got 2 guys who are, let's just say, not bashful with the basketball in Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson. And then you have these couple of great wings who everybody loves, as they should, because they're both really good, and a second-year center who's really promising and has showed a lot of potential, but is still a second-year center. I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I'm with you. They're betting that team can win. You know what that sounds like? Honestly, you know what it sounds like? It's not even Joe Dumars. It sounds like Gail Benson saying, "We need to not stink next year."
Okay, fine. Okay, let's go through the teams
we can get to 41. And we can get to 41 wins.
Let's go through
I
the
don't
teams
agree.
that let's go. Here are the teams that there is a less than 5% chance that the Pelicans will be better than. And tell me when I get to someone that I'm wrong about. The Thunder. Okay. The Rockets. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give the benefit of the doubt to the Lakers. They still have LeBron James and Luka Doncic. And they have some stuff that they could do this summer. The Denver Nuggets. Pretty good team. I'll skip the Clippers for now, although they have one of the best coaches in the league, and they should still be pretty good.
The Clippers will be
shout out to Sweetwater Clifton of the Knicks real quick as they do this.
Oh yeah. What is this? Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is really cool. Very cool. Is that Oscar?
Nice. That does look like Oscar.
It looks like Oscar. That's not just me, right?
Yeah, it looks like Oscar.
It looks like Oscar. Okay. Anyway, Timberwolves.
Oh man, Addy.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's 6 teams. I would guess the Warriors would be better than the Pelicans. Right?
I think that's safe to say.
Okay. So that's 7 teams. You want to talk to me about the Grizzlies, the Mavs? I mean, I don't know.
Well.
The Spurs?
My brother, you are preaching to the choir.
So, like, if everything could go right for New Orleans this year, and they could still be the 9 seed and be in the lottery. Now, if they're the 9th seed, it's probably going to be the whatever 10th pick. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just risky. It's just the risk app. I mean, but I guess, hey, listen, man. I guess sometimes you got to go for it, right?
This pick for the Pelicans, if they didn't take Derek Queen, or if they're not about, it's about to be announced that they're taking Derek Queen because we all had it spoiled, damn it, which sucks. I love Derek Queen. I think he has enough DeMarcus Cousins to him, or might have enough DeMarcus Cousins to him to be like a really fun offensive force. That said, man, this is not the team to bring that out of him in any of the next few seasons. Giving that much to move up here was not smart. I'm giving this pick a D+. and I'm only giving it a D+ because I love the prospect they took. This is an F of a trade up. Derek Queen as a player can move his feet. He's a big that can move his feet and is very skilled with the ball in his hands that cannot defend.
So he's Eddie Curry.
He has feel for the game. He needs to mature. He needs to have some structure. He needs to be coached up.
So
but I'm not a
Misic,
fan
by
of
the
him on
way,
court.
is the salary going to Charlotte, back to Charlotte, for Mark Williams. So they will, I think, save a little bit of money because Misic is due 8 point something this year.
Jeez,
And
really? I thought it
what?
was like 6. 8 is crazy.
Misic?
Yeah.
Vasily Misic. I'll check it
Yeah.
out.
I'm saying I thought it was like 6 million. I believe that it's 8. I'm just saying, like, oh, that's crazy that it's 8 million. That's a good deal for a guy who they damn near have no use for. They drafted a million guards. for the last
Vasily
couple years.
Misic next
What up,
year.
Jeff? How are you, man?
Well, hey, what's up, Jeff? 8.1 million, and Mark Williams is going to be due.
Let me be back in 30 seconds. Hold on.
Mark Williams 6.2. So they save $2 million. So that's something. Not nothing.
Trade up for a kid though.
I still can't get
Like,
over
You
those.
gonna start him? You gonna start him? How many minutes?
No!
is he gonna get
No, he's
on
not.
that team?
No, he can't start. He can't start.
They're starting the
Miss-
kid they
I mean,
drafted last year.
you talking about Misi?
Yeah.
No, the
Misi.
Pelicans. The
Yeah,
Pelicans are going to
yeah.
start.
Yeah. He's Misi.
Yeah, Misi. Yes, Misi. Sorry. Yes, Misi.
It's just like you're gonna give up you're gonna Obi
know there's a
topping
queen-
Obi topping him, and you're trading up for that. That's crazy. But I mean, shit. Like, I don't know.
He like he's talented. Clearly, he's talented. But like to Chris's point, you got to be in a place that can. Like New Orleans is not the place. It's not the place.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think some of these teams is just doing whatever.
No, I think this sounds like so. Jason M says it sounds like the Knicks pre-Leon Rose. It sounds like when the Knicks hired Scott Layden and James and Dolan walked in his office and said, "Get this team to the playoffs. I don't care what you have to do." And he went and he traded for that was the McDice trade.
Oh, yeah.
So much horror.
I want more. I want more trades.
Yeah.
Give me more. It's not enough. I need more. Who's coming up here? What pick is this? San Antonio. Oh, San Antonio has another pick. I forgot. My God, the abundance of riches.
The rich get richer.
Did anyone figure out what New Orleans is doing while I was gone?
I have no idea, bro.
No,
They're
we'll
trying
be
to be
waiting.
the 8th seed. That's what
No
they're trying
idea.
to do.
That's awesome, man.
It's asset management though. You're gonna trade up for what?
Sam Vecini. We might need to have the league take over the New Orleans basketball franchise again.
They should absolutely move them to the Eastern Conference now. I want 3 to 4 wins a year.
Right.
If San
Between Jordan
Antonio
Poole,
San Antonio should not trade this pick, by the way. They should stay and take Carter Bryant. They should stay and take Carter Bryant right now. Keldon Johnson and or Vassell suddenly become pretty movable. You want Carter Bryant.
all right. Who is it?
Chris
Who is
Chris
this
is
guy?
on one.
So he's not wearing a
the guy
shirt. Which
without
I'm
a
just
shirt.
gonna go. I'm just gonna
Son-
say right off the
Son
bat
said chains and chest, bro. He said
Would-
chains and
would-
chest.
would concern me if I was a GM, but that's me.
It would concern me because if I had a bird chest like that, I would not be not wearing a shirt.
I had Carter Bryant number 7 on my board.
Fair.
So of course the Spurs get richer. Go
Yep.
ahead, John.
No, I you know what? That's a fair point. If I look like him, I probably would not wear any clothes.
No. If I had a bird chest, I would not. I'd wear a shirt at all times. Like he looks
he's
like
in
if
good
I
shape.
slap him, it looks like if
Guys.
I slap him, his shoulders will clap.
This is awesome and all, but the Spurs just got a 6'7" forward with a 7-foot wingspan with really good defensive instincts, who's fluid.
So why is he still here?
and
Why is he still here?
He's
Because
raw
the
on
New Orleans
offense.
Pelicans wanted Derek Queen.
Yeah,
That's why.
he's raw
Yeah.
on offense, and also the goddamn. Here's why he's still here. He's raw as hell on offense. The Pelicans took Thomas Bryant or DeMarcus Cousins. He's somewhere in between there. Noah Senge went 12 to the Bulls. God bless. I like him as a young prospect, late first round, oh, that's a nice guy to go into the Celtics development system, not lottery. And the Nets took maybe Josh Giddey, maybe Ukrainian Josh Giddey, and the Pelicans at 7 took Kyra Lewis Jr. again.
Kyra Lewis
I'm
Jr.
very happy that the entire NBA media apparatus is absolutely clowning the fucking Pelicans, as they should be clowned.
Because nobody believes that they're going to be good next year. I think there's a chance they could be good next year if they make one more trade.
Yeah, of course, there's a chance they could be good.
No, then I'm saying they got to trade Zion. That's the only way.
Well, they're not going to do that, are they? Sean, what were you going to say?
Would Sacramento take Zion?
Yes. Two things. One, Jason M says to your question about why did this kid fall to the Spurs? He says because teams are bad at drafting, John. Second, all right. In a vacuum, Zion, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jordan Poole.
You lost me at Jordan Poole.
Listen, I am not Mensa. I'm not here banging the table with Jordan Poole. What I'm saying, that's not terrible. So because of that, there's thinking like, you know what? Now listen,
It's not fantasy.
I'm just trying to think.
You're trying to think like Joe Dumars, which you should.
I'm trying to think like Gail Benson.
Oh.
I'm trying to think like Gail Benson.
I have to ask, Jace Richardson, is that any relation to Jason Richardson, who
That's
also
his
was
son.
Yes,
That's
it's his son.
Jason Richardson, was he the, let's see if I get this right. I'm going to say he was the 8th pick in his draft.
I think
Let's
that's
see how
really
close
close.
Jason Richardson was
he 10th?
Seventh?
Drum roll. I think it was 5th, actually. Drum roll, please.
Hold on. I
Fifth
got
overall
it.
to the Warriors.
5th.
He was
Okay.
5th. One pick after Eddie Curry.
The first, you know why that's notable?
I have
first
Jace
college
Richardson
player
at 18. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
taken that draft.
Was he?
He was the first college player taken.
Yeah, it
That's
was
right.
Kwame Brown, Tyson Chandler, Pau Gasol, Eddie Curry.
Oh, all out of high school and Euro.
Well,
yeah.
no, Pau Gasol was
Euro.
In
I don't know
Barcelona.
España.
Espana. There you go.
I have Jace Richardson at 18 on my board. Oh, hold on. No, I don't. That's a lie. I have Jace Richardson at 17 on my board. I know Jonathan Wasserman has him top 10. I personally don't agree. I think he's a 6'1" guard, and he's not Jalen Brunson. So,
Okay.
I don't have him top 10. Yeah, Sorber would be a good pick for them, Jason. Or Behringer, right? Sorber or Behringer. But actually, Behringer is low-key like Mitch. If they want to give up on Hartenstein and go for the Mitch archetype, they should go Behringer. Sorber, that probably is the pick. I like that guess a lot, Jason. I might steal that. Yeah.
Did you know
No,
Eddie Curry
definitely not.
retired
No.
with a perfect percentage from 3 in his career?
8 for
Eddie
8.
Curry
for three?
took Eddie Curry took 2
One?
threes in his career.
2.
He made them both.
Was one as a
Fun
Nick?
fact for the Knicks.
I think I
one was
remember
as a
that.
Nick, one was as a Bull.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one Knicks, one Bulls. Yeah.
John, do you remember when I said that I had over the weekend that I had successfully erased the Jerome James era from my head as a Knicks fan?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I have not been as successful when it comes to the Eddie Curry era. Like,
I don't want to erase Eddie Curry from my mind. Eddie Curry gave me some moments of genuine excitement as a Knicks fan.
What?
Earl Barron gave me moments of excitement.
Earl
as a
the
Knicks fan.
Squirrel Barron.
Don't put Earl Barron's name in the same sentence. as
Kevin,
Eddie Curry.
I
There
saw
was a-
Earl Barron. Go ahead, John.
There was a half a season. I've said this many times. There was a half a season where you look where Eddie Curry, he was at least in the conversation with Dwight Howard. Now, obviously, Dwight Howard was much younger at the time and had a much higher upside, but like you were looking at young centers in the Eastern Conference, those guys were not that far apart for like half a year. That's all I'm talking. That's it.
Yeah.
I saw
So-
Earl Barron turn into Kevin Garnett every LA Fitness Week for like 3 years.
Well,
It was like,
No,
but I know,
I can't
but like
even
but
lie.
that's why. But John, to your point, that's why I remember the Eddie Curry era because I'm like, this dude clearly has something. Why can't it be more? And here we are.
I mean,
I
Eddie
think
Curry
a
had
lot
some
of sports
deep-
fans have asked themselves why their team can't be better.
All right, so we got the Thunder picking 15th here. Why do I think they're going to go with someone that's
Center.
like? You think they're going to go with the center?
Yeah, I like the Sorber guess from Jason.
Is there anyone who's like out for the year?
No?
No,
There's no one for them. There's no one for them to
no Topic.
Ponzi scheme. Jason Meredith with the snipe.
he's been on point. I feel like he's locked into this draft.
That's a nice coat.
Jason's
He's-
always
Georgetown has
fucking-
good basketball players.
I think Jason and I combined have gotten most of these picks.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't
What do you
even
know
lie.
about?
I don't.
No, go ahead, Kevin.
I'll say I can't even lie. I barely know this draft at all. I know some of the. I got some ideas in the 50s, but
Kev, you know it more than me.
You know more than me. I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask Chris. What do you know about this kid? Because I didn't think Georgetown had any good basketball players left, which pleases me to no end. By the way,
Honestly, man, Sorber, kind of a little bit intriguing as a big man. First of all, OKC winning the championship and then having the 15th pick sucks. Second of all,
Sucks for everybody else.
this is potentially. I know Prez at the Strickland would say it's a Thero. I know a lot of people would say Maluach. I think Dirty Dancer of Knicks Film School infamy thinks Sorber's the best defensive prospect in the draft, and I was going to say this is like a definite lock for a top 5 defensive prospect in the draft. He's got the tools, man. He's got the tools. He's a rim protector. He's a shot blocker. And honestly, down low, given his size, I do want to say I project him to have like can dribble once and then score potential. Like look at it, man.
Well,
I think in the NBA, dribbling once and then like a hook shot.
shit, man. It's a nice pass.
Yeah, he's
6'9",
decent.
255.
He's gigantic and he had a foot injury, so that's why he's here at 15. This is Mark Williams again, except this is Mark Williams again, except maybe he has kind of like the opposite prospect profile in terms of like Mark Williams offensively is super awesome and efficient, and defensively he's a mess. Sorber has some offensive game, is a stud defensively. The offense might not translate at all besides dunks, but like this guy is a backup center in the NBA. This is an NBA backup center. Even if some things go wrong, personally, I think he can end up starting depending on the team. Like, say for example, you have that kind of team where you have 3 all-stars and a 4th really good guy, and you need a super cheap starting big. And
it's Cooper. Sorry. Yeah, no, I got what you're saying.
I had Sorber at 12 on my board in tier 5, which is basically my tiers this year was tier 1, all NBA potential, tier 2, all-star potential, tier 3, local star, key starter potential,
Local star.
tier 4, role starter, like not just a rotational role player, like a role starter. Tier 5, 16-game rotation guy, like a playoff rotation dude.
So he's in that tier for you.
I have Sorber in that tier. I have Cedric Coward in that tier, who the Grizzlies traded up for. I have Neek Clifford in that tier, who hasn't gone yet. I have Joan Behringer, who's like Mitch. He hasn't gone yet. Danny Wolf has not gone yet. Michigan big. Kasparas Jakutionis has not gone yet. Jace Richardson I have in this tier also. And Jeremiah Fears and Noah Senge have both gone. Those are the last 2 I have in this tier.
Okay.
Yeah, Portland did the stunner thing. Jason. They took someone way down the board.
2 things. One, John, I don't know if you can see the chat, but Kaz had a tweet about the Knipples, and he says he needs to see what their middle names are. If you can figure that out.
I think the phrasing makes it funnier, which was, I gotta see some middle names from the Knipples real quick.
Oh Jesus. That's great.
Number 2, I just saw a video of Dylan Harper's mother, and good Lord.
Oh, you're
woo!
Don't you
What
have
about
a
it?
wife, dude? Is he a plug?
Did I Google it?
As my friends in my Philadelphia group chat would say, she's a smoke show.
Who, Dylan Harper?
Yes.
Dylan Harper mom.
Just look on Twitter, John. She's going viral.
I
That
put
is an
it in the
absurd
chat.
reach from Portland.
Yeah, I mean she takes care of herself very clearly.
Mike Schmitz is
he said Jason says this draft is drunk. I'll be right back.
dude. Mike Schmitz is wilding.
Why?
They just took Hanson Yang at 16th overall. I bet if somebody did 2 weeks of research on this draft, John, they may have never heard of Hanson Yang.
Who is Hanson Yang?
He's from China, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. John, the Hanson Yang. Oh, he's on. Oh, never mind. John, the Hanson Yang summary is he is from Qingdao. He's 19 years old. And he is a 7-foot big man who is a glass cleaner with passing feel and post moves.
Okay. Sounds great.
In China, rim protector, glass cleaner, drop big, no switch, not a mover.
No.
He
played well in the combine.
He is not a shot blocker. He is not a shooter. He is not a dribbler. This guy, however, could be a crazy short roll big. This could be anywhere from Chinese Zubac to Vucevic. Like, this could be a really good player.
Okay.
But this is a ridiculous pick at 16.
Ridiculous in the sense of like it's
no
a big
one was
risk.
taking him top 20, I don't think. That I know of.
Yeah, and don't they have Zach Edey?
They do.
No.
Well, they
The
do.
pick's going to Portland.
Oh, that's right. This is Portland. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Well, then they have
They
Donovan
have
Clingan
Klingen.
and DeAndre
Robert,
Ayton, and
Robert Williams and DeAndre Ayton.
development player, eh?
Well, this guy's a stash regardless, but I also do think they trade one of those guys.
Well, I mean, Williams will probably be on the move this summer. I mean, Ayton, no one's trading for Ayton. Ayton, they're just going to let him expire. That's what I want to know. What's the Ayton contract next summer after he expires?
He had an analytically good year last year. I would think he gets like
I don't give
18 a year.
He's getting $35 million next year.
Next year he's getting paid that much because it's the last year of his contract.
Yes.
I'm saying
the year after that.
the year
getting
after that, when he's a free
12.
agent, you think he's a mid-level guy?
Yeah. You know what? 2 for 32.
I don't know. You could tell me anything, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I am getting pretty close to tapping out here. I want to stay on because I love the trade stuff. And Chinese big men do get my blood pumping.
Dude, watch these highlights quick.
Okay.
Good pass.
Did you see the bounce? You said the entry pass?
Yeah.
I just heard Greg Monroe type big man. That's all I heard.
Isn't that awesome? It's 2025 and we're doing
I
this.
mean, I remember when Phil Jackson was willing to sell his soul to get Greg Monroe.
That's
Dude.
special. Dude, look at Young. Yeah, man. Sorry, John, go on.
No, I have nothing else to say. I mean, I just look at this guy.
You're
He's
just left
like
speechless by Young.
Yang. It's Young. It's not Yang. It's Young.
It's whatever you want it to be, I guess, man.
Yee!
John Leon.
Chairman E.
Yep.
Busting a chair's ass in a workout.
Chairman. The chairman. Oh, that was great. Hey, listen, Hall of Famer Yao Ming.
Love Yao Ming.
Yao Ming was a dude. Like,
I really like Howard, but this is still a good trade, even though they took Young and he's not a. Anyway, go on, John.
no, I'm just gonna wax poetic about Yao Ming. He was a really good player, and I feel really badly that his career was sidelined by injuries, and he never got to see the second round of the playoffs.
He got blocked by Nate
Him
Robinson.
going to that 08 Olympics was the end.
Yeah, I mean,
But he
should have
had
been
to
really
go.
special with him and T Mac, but
Yep.
wasn't to be. And to this day, the craziest thing that has ever happened in the NBA. I don't give a fuck what else you want to say. That Rockets winning streak, when he was injured and McGrady was injured. I know one of you guys remembers that.
Yeah, I was there.
And they won 22 straight.
Was it that? I don't think it was that many. Hold on, maybe it was. Was it that
I think it
many?
was 22 straight.
I don't remember the number.
No, it wasn't 22 straight. It was.
Yeah, it was 22 straight.
22 straight.
Good job by you.
Because I remember that year thinking like, this team should be a title contender if they
Yeah, but
won 22
They kept
straight
losing
games.
guys. They kept losing guys, and it didn't. Longest winning streak in their history. It was and like 30 whatever year old, 8-year-old, 39-year-old Dikembe Mutombo
Yeah.
was their starting center.
Okay.
Who?
The guy who I said profiles like Mitch.
Ah, okay.
John, you should at least stay into the 19th pick so you can see who the 87 Nets fans will wax
Okay.
poetic about when they pick because it's one of the Knicks picks.
Here, I'm looking at it right now. For the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games of the 22 game winning streak, 41-year-old Dikembe Mutombo started for the Rockets.
That was his last season, right? When he tore his knee up?
No, he played one more season after that.
Okay. I always remember them carrying him off the court after he tore his knee up, and like that was it.
Here, I'm going to give you the last win of that streak. I love how this is the road we're going down. So McGrady was there. I'm pretty sure McGrady was hurt for at least part of the streak. The rest of the lineup: Shane Battier, Rafer Alston, Luis Scola, Dikembe Mutombo, and then off the bench, Chuck Hayes, Bobby Jackson. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Luther
King's
Head
legend.
and Mike Harris did not check into that game. Here's some names for you: Justin Williams, Aaron Brooks, and Steve Novak was on that team, and I don't think he played very many minutes.
Just kind of double check.
Wow.
Amazing.
So to recap, I gave the Mavs an A+ for the Flagg pick, but that's like, whatever. Spurs, I gave an A+ for the Harper pick. I liked that they did not lean into the temptation that DJ had to take Con Knipple because he fits better with Wemby. It's a 6'5" rim pressure point guard. He shot like 70% at the rim. Like this is, if anyone was ever going to be Donovan Mitchell but with skill instead of like explosive athletic pop, it's going to be Dylan Harper. He's a 6'5" point guard that can pressure the rim. I don't know how many other ways I have to say it. Sixers, I gave an A- for Edgecombe. I like it. I don't know what direction they're going in as an organization at all. I get the sense that given what they'll end up doing, Knipple will end up having been better, but Edgecombe's the best player available. Hornets get an A+ for Knipple at 4. Whatever. Good pick. Bailey, A- for the Jazz at 5. I think it doesn't matter. He said he didn't want to go there. If they're trying to be good, especially, that helps. Same play style as Laurie a little bit. Good to have off the bench behind him. It was a fun top 5 this year, and there were no huge surprises besides Bailey at 5. But it was like this was the order I had these guys in on my big board, and that's the order they went in the top 5. It really feels like analytics departments are running the draft, like Jason said this in our chat earlier, I believe. Instead of reading out every grade from then on, I'll just read the interesting ones. Pelicans, I gave a C- for their pick at 7. The Nets, I gave a D+ for their pick at 8. Yeah, not pretty. The Pelicans, I gave a D+ for their pick at 13. The Spurs, I gave an A+ for their pick at 14, and the Thunder, I gave an A for their pick at 15. So the rich get richer, and the bad teams stay bad. And
bad teams stay bad. I like it.
2 things. One, Jason points out in the chat that this was that pick by Minnesota has completed the cat trade. That was the pick that went over to Minnesota. And then we have a question in the YouTube chat. Shout out to everyone on YouTube for Chris from one Ben Kim Gervey, who says, "Is there anyone who was jonesing for the skinny Euroball brother Brooklyn draft that they might package with some picks?" Basically, did anyone else want Igor, or whatever his name is? Igor.
I don't know.
Good question.
I don't know. I don't think anyone was trying to trade up for him that early. At least. Question? I'm not sure.
I gotta say, I am loving the Twitter the social media stuff about how Jazz fans may interact with new rookie Ace Bailey. There's some stuff. I don't know if you've seen some of the same things, Sean.
I'm looking now. Oh my goodness.
There's
my goodness.
It's not what you want. I mean, give Danny Ainge credit. He wanted the guy, right?
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Jazz are doing. I wonder if the Jazz know what the Jazz are doing.
I think they got like a mandate from ownership to try and win. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When Hanson Yang got drafted, like as early as he did, my first thought was like they're trying to recreate Jokic. Like,
well, somebody just
Jake Fisher just tweeted. A Nuggets source just texted me Chinese Jokic about the Blazers' surprise selection. Yeah, man, but I don't think that's a crazy like thing to say. I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that. You know, like that's like what he's supposed to be. Oh, the Wizards pick here?
All right. I'm out after the Nets pick.
There we go.
The Wizards pick here. They should go with Danny Wolf.
Sure. Sounds like a great idea.
Or Nick Clifford.
Equally great idea. Breaking news, what's this?
I was going to say Walter Clayton.
Okay.
This guy just tweeted the trade. He's on the TV right now talking about it with no phone in his hand. What the hell?
Okay. I wonder what the Jazz are getting or what the Wizards are getting in exchange for this pick.
Yo, what's crazy to me is this, man. The Jazz have drafted so many guards. Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Bryce Sensabaugh, Walter Clayton.
Did you guys cover the fact that Portland now has 4 centers?
We talked about it briefly.
Well, yeah, but Young is like a stash. Like you're just gonna send him to the G League for the whole year. So, what is it like the Rip City remix?
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the Rip City remix.
No, it's not. I refuse to believe
I know my G League. Oh, look, this guy's the new Deuce, who's a football player in high school.
Oh, nice.
Jalen Suggs and Deuce.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they literally started playing 2 seasons ago. That's why I was like, I'd never heard of them before.
They got a guy that can play. I really think they got an ownership mandate to try and win, Jason. I think that's why. I had heard the Jazz called about trying to acquire an all-star, a multi-time all-star also. Like, I think they're actually serious about winning right now.
Utah sent 21 and second-round picks to Washington. So, to move up 3 spots, the Wizards are getting a couple of seconds. Okay. All right.
Jason, the Wizards and Hornets front offices are 2 of the best in the league, in my opinion. Like, they're both like top 15. Utah sending picks 21, 43, and 2 future seconds.
We have disputing reports because now that's 3 second-round picks. So what is it, 2 or 3? 3 second-round picks to move up 3 spots is a lot at this point in the draft. But
Yeah, we know. Why do they do this? This dog and pony show. Oh. I want to see this moment.
Oh, I know him.
Who?
Walter Clayton Jr. He cost me money
How so?
because
That's
I had
great,
Houston win the national title, and they were 4 minutes away before they decided to literally just start peeing down their leg against Florida.
So he's a lead guard.
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. All 87 are
No,
on
he's
there.
not a lead guard, John. At the NBA level, this guy is point guard that is an off-ball sniper. Like, this is Miles Powell from Seton Hall. But, like, he
I'm
tore
sure
up the
Steve Popper
tournament.
appreciates that.
He tore up the tournament all the way to a championship. You know what I mean? Like, this guy made a crazy clutch shots. Just took
wait a
over.
minute. This kid. I remember there was all that talk about.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
When it got to crunch time, he was just like an NBA guy. Like, it was the NCAA tournament. It was March Madness. And they'd be down like 6 with a couple minutes to go, and you'd be like, oh, but they're going to win because they have this guy.
Okay. Well, good job by Utah going to get him.
Yes and no. They've drafted Bryce Sensabaugh, Isaiah Collier.
They have a lot of kids. They have a lot of players.
Deontay George, and now Walter Clayton. That's 4 guards in the last 3 years, and they still have Sexton and Clarkson. They need to make a deal.
All right, so it is 3 second rounders.
Shams says 43 and second rounders in 21 and 32 and 21. So he didn't say he was wrong. He just updated his report with a different report. Fisher was right in the first place.
Bobby Marks is declaring Utah the winners of the draft.
Yeah, I don't know about where that.
Well, getting Ace Bailey at 5 is good. Ace and Clayton is good overall. Toronto Raptors posted Colin Murray Boyle smiling with his Raptors hat, saying, "See, guys, he's happy."
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do some cleanup on aisle 7 for after that one.
Yep. This is awesome that we have to watch him stand there in a Wizards hat. This is totally worth it for the integrity and sanctity of the game. We are protecting basketball.
I know, it's so stupid.
I don't understand why. Oh, I know why.
The trade's not
because
final.
like in the NFL they literally make the trade and he put the right hat on.
Yeah.
But their league year has already started, and this league year, like, I think that has to be it. Because why the hell can't you just say, like, all right, look, we made this trade, put the other hat on.
Let me get my proper hat. I'm not trying to have my draft pictures with some Rudy Poo team.
Man,
like Luka with the Hawks.
Luka with the Hawks hat.
What's the protocol on you got to get a babysitter on the night you drafted?
Shit, man.
I would have brought my 1-year-old. So if Zach were one, I was getting drafted. I'd bring in his ass. Absolutely.
I would not.
Absolutely.
Or more accurately, my wife would be like, "We're finding a fucking sitter because you're not leaving me with this fucking kid while you go give interviews and do whatever bullshit." Yeah, no, that wouldn't be happening.
I would say you could also say, well, lovely woman, I'm the goddamn breadwinner in this motherfucking house. So guess what? You're gonna hold this motherfucking baby while I go in these
works for
motherfucking
you?
interviews. No, I'm saying if I were 20 years old and just got drafted to the NBA fucking A, that's what I'm saying.
Sean said he would have flexed. He would have flexed a little bit. He would have.
If I were, listen, I brought Zach to a Giants Ravens game at 9 months old. Now he's also like the chillest baby in the world. He just sat there the whole time and just like.
It's not about that. It's about. Yeah.
No, for me, I would like. It would be cool to be like, hey, I got drafted and you were right here. That's me.
Nolan Traore to Brooklyn. Do I need to care about Nolan Traore?
I have him 24 on my board.
Okay. Well,
all you need to know, John, is that you will be told about how this guy is going to be a steal simply because he can't. He was a Knicks.
Maybe 25. Maybe I'd want to move him to 25, even though I can't now. It's too late because the draft started. I kind of wish I could move him down to 25.
There's always time, Chris. All right.
It's too late. Hey, how about this? Dylan Harper played for the same youth basketball program as me for a little bit in his childhood because he's from Bergen County, New Jersey also. So makes you think.
It really does. I will hop on. I'll hop back on if there's a significant trade of note, especially if it involves the Pelicans. But otherwise, I will. Otherwise, I will see y'all when I see you. Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, Sean. It was.
Thank you for informing me about all of these young people who I am.
There's some exciting young players that got drafted tonight, man. We'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk more in the future about some of them specifically. But overall,
I'm gonna be talking tomorrow about whoever the fuck the Knicks take. I'll tell you that much.
Yep. We'll see. Chris, you didn't talk any about the potential Knicks guys. I saw your last report.
I haven't seen. All I'm gonna say is I won't say it like that. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I have put out 3 names that the Knicks have some interest in.
Yeah. None of those names. So you think Kobe Bryant is definitely gonna be gone? This is like tomorrow talk. I feel like I got stuff to say for tomorrow.
Well, no, we can touch on it a little now. It is a Knicks show. Like, I haven't heard anything about him. I would think the Knicks have looked into it. I don't know for sure. I don't know well enough to report it. I don't think Adu Thiero is going to be there at 50, but I reported that the Knicks have interest in him because the Knicks have interest in him.
Right. There was another guy who's the guy that Sam Vecini said he thinks is the best defensive prospect. It's not. It's another guy.
Nah, Jeff. Williamsburg Dadier would have been if the Nets drafted Noah Asenge.
Williamsburg Dadier.
This is like Williamsburg Killian Hayes if you're trying to roast them. But I think Nolan is an interesting prospect.
That's funny.
What do we think so far in the draft, Kev? Are there any like clear winners to you for teams?
San Antonio.
Yes, simply because
Harper and Bryant is great.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Mavericks doing what they did and being blessed by the NBA draft lottery gods to get the first overall pick is, that's an obvious, Robert Johnson-esque thing that must have happened there at the crossroads, at the fork in the road, and all of a sudden now you could play guitar. But other than that, the Spurs did good. Look, man, the Wizards, bro. Team Wiz, man. Like, y'all crazy, bro. The Wizards did real good. Their young players and their veterans are going to propel.
I think the Wizards do very well every year. The Wizards do very well every year.
Those vets are gonna propel that team all the way to 24-58.
Nah.
But a lot of close losses in those 58 losses.
Don't you dare! Don't do that to CJ McCollum.
This is a stealth tank, man. It's a
Don't
stealth
you
tank.
do that? Don't you dare! Kelly Olynyk is gonna work hard to get these buckets, bro. Like, let me just hope the hopes, man. Give me that pick, bro. I don't want 2 seconds. I want that first.
Neat Clifford is still available. I could see that being the Miami pick here.
What's
I could
his
see
name
Rasheer Fleming being the Miami pick here. That's totally it's totally Rasheer Fleming.
F the Heat.
I'm gonna say it's Rasheer Fleming. That's my best guess. TBH. Asa Newell best available? Nah. I have Asa like 30th on my board. He's a first round guy. By that metric. Will Riley would be a nice pick for the Heat here. Rasheer Fleming. There you go. There you go, Jay.
I just said it.
There you go, big JB.
Chris, nothing on John Poulakidis?
I got nothing on that.
Nothing. He's got a strap, bro. Like, he could shoot, bro.
My man Cash Nets fan says I don't want to talk about it. He just tweeted that, which means he doesn't like this
Not
pick
happy.
at all.
Not happy. What time is it? It's almost 10:30. I'm about to get out of here too. I actually still gotta work, bro. This is terrible.
I will stick around through these Nets picks and then fuck them. And fuck everyone else.
Well, they have all the rest of the picks, so you're here for the rest of the first round.
Listen, man, I'm ready for the Heat to take Rasheer Fleming. I can wax some poetic about some of the dudes that have gone already. I mean, listen, let's go back a little bit. Let's rewind a little bit. I've been sounding like I'm very low on Noah Senge. And I guess the reason is because I kind of am low on him. I'm not super in love with Noah as a prospect. He's very thin. He plays stockier than he is, but he's one of those French prospects that's super thin. I'm not gonna lie, man. He's got a cute game. He's got some mid-range to him. And when he played preseason against NBA talent, he was fine. But Rasheer. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. That's a good pick. I had him 16 on my board.
He's like a point guard, right?
Yeah,
Like a point guard.
I had him 16 on my board, but honestly, maybe I wish I had Clayton ahead of him now. Like I could see it going out whichever way. Let's talk Yakushonis, man. He has good size for a guard. He can be very on and off, hot and cold. And for someone who's supposed to be like the table setting steady hand, that's not necessarily great. But the shot is there. There's no shot question with this guy to me. That suit's bad. To me, there's no shot question with this guy.
Is he better than Rokas Jokubatis?
Yeah. Dirty Dancer gave him a Lefty Brogdon comp.
I can't wait for this dude to So what's the read on this kid from Illinois that the Heat just took?
He's
6'4"
guard. 6'4"?
Yeah, what?
I'm just waiting for him to shoot 40% from three and be a good defender because he was drafted by Miami.
You think they create
Shot
Max
30,
Strus in the
44%
basement?
from the field,
He's a pick and
31%
roll
from the field.
maestro. He's a
from
pick and
three.
roll maestro.
Okay.
That's the sell is pick and roll maestro guard with size. I like him better than Jaeger Demon. Yeah,
Probably not
see?
saying much.
Jay agrees that the Nets should have just gone with him.
But they're the Nets.
Sean, the guy Carter Bryant that the Spurs got, Dirty Dancer in the Knicks Film School Discord, has given him a Trevor Ariza archetype comparison.
It's a good. Hey, listen. It's good. Trevor Ariza was a baller.
Baseline lane drive, dunking like Ariza.
Look at Kev, man. I can't believe Colin Murray Boyles went where he did at 9.
It's kind of crazy, man.
To give you guys some grades, I gave you guys some grades earlier.
You did,
but I'll fill in some more now. I'll speed through the ones that I skipped before. I gave the Wizards an A- for Trey Johnson, Pelicans C- for Fears, Nets D+ for Demon, Raptors a B+ for Murray Boyles, Suns an A-.
You said D+?
B. Oh, I can't even read, bro. B- for Murray Boyles. B- for Murray Boyles. Completely fine pick, especially because I like CMB, and getting him at 9 is cool. But I can't grade it like it was a good pick because this makes no sense at all given the roster, the spacing, the yada yada. Like, they must love him and they must be really confident they're moving RJ Barrett. Maluach at 10 to the Suns, I gave him an A-. Cedric Coward to the Grizzlies, I gave a B. I made clear that I wanted to give them a B+ to A- range grade, but they overpaid to trade up from 16, so they get a B. The Bulls take Noah Asenge at 12. I give him a C- for that. I do also acknowledge that's the kind of upside shot that franchise needs to get out of mediocrity. I hope he's Kawhi. New Orleans, I said I gave a D+. The Spurs, I gave an A+ for Carter Bryant. The Thunder, an A for Sorber. The Blazers, I gave a B- for Young Hansen. It's a weird pick in a good way. Send him to the Rip City remix, man. Screw it. And, see what you get after a year. Johan Berenger, B+ at 17. Walter Clayton, B- at 18. I want to give it a B+ or a B, but they have too many guards and they've drafted too many guards. And yeah. The Nets, I had to give him a B- for Traore at 19. I thought he was worth a first-round dart throw. He has good speed. He has positional size. I think it's worth seeing if he can become a star or whatever, you know?
We got Utah next.
Is it Utah or Washington?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's saying trade from Washington. Man, I don't know. I'm still trying to find that. I should have done this differently.
Wizards next. They swapped in the Clayton trade. Jason says he knows the pick. He says it's a good one. I give the Miami Heat an A- for Yaku Jonas. Just thinking about what he can do for them in the non-hero minutes. So if this pick is going to Washington, let's see who they land, man. Oh, that's a really nice pick.
Thoughts?
B+. I like Riley a lot. I don't see him as the best player available here. Personally, I had Riley at number 25 on my board. That said, I don't see him as the best player available, but that doesn't mean that going for fit here is bad.
What's his NBA comp?
Diarra feels redundant with Koulibaly. Will fits into their core nicely. And I think this is just one of my favorite front offices in the league. This is such a freaking good front office, man. I think they're very, very good. The NBA comparison for Will Riley. This is a little tough for me. This is a little difficult. I think the comparisons are a little too recent that I think of. Like, I think of like Kaishan George and Jalen Wells and Jacoby Walter. Like, I think he's that kind of draft pick. But he's 6'8". He's much taller than Walter. We don't know if Riley can finish. We don't know if he can defend. He's very raw for a 21-year-old. Nope, I'm an idiot. He's 19, and that's why he's raw. That makes a lot more sense. That's why he can barely shoot and whatever. He has inconsistent three-point shooting and defense, but he's billed as a 3-and-D guy. Like, he's raw. Yeah, 33% from three, not lovely. But listen, man, I don't think it matters. He's intriguing. I like him as a comparison. I'm sorry, I like him as a prospect. I don't know exactly. I saw someone give an Aaron Wiggins comp for him, Kev, that I think is probably exactly what you're looking for from him. Like, the Wizards getting their Aaron Wiggins here with the 21st pick makes so much sense. Yeah, man. I don't know. How would I grade this? I mean, Washington has enough vets right now where I can say this is a pretty snazzy pick for them.
Another one for the Wiz, bro. Like,
I gave him a B+.
Oh, we have a super chat. Sorry, Chris. From Greg Film Stuff. Thank you for your contribution. Who do you guys want the Knicks to draft? I'm kind of locked into Micah Peavy from Georgetown, 6'8" wing who can get a bucket and shoot 40% from three.
Yeah, sure.
I like Jonathan Pierre from Belmont, who the Knicks like. I like Jameer Watkins from Florida State, who the Knicks like. I like Adu Darrow, who the Knicks like. From Arkansas, they'd have to move up for him.
So you're saying you don't like Micah Peavy?
Yeah, I wouldn't go with him, but that's okay. I think that's a very Leon-esque pick.
Mike Peavy's a better. He's a good defender too, right? I watched some stuff on PV.
I think you're looking
yesterday.
for him to be one when you draft him. Like,
Well, Watkins' defense is legit. He was like swiping at the combine left and right? Jameer Watkins.
yes.
Yeah, I remember
He has
stuck out
A10. He
there.
has A10 experience, so he's a dog.
I still can't find the guy who.
It was very
was
smart of
looking
the who's drafting here?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Funny.
Yeah,
Ace-
we
Ace and
crushed
Newell?
all of these late round picks.
It is not going to be Ace and Newell here. Wait, how did the Nets get this pick?
Yeah, what? How is this pick? No,
No.
it's
The Hawks traded back, I thought.
The
The
Hawks
hell?
traded back 10 spots. They traded to 23. So how'd they get to 22? All right, hold on. Wait.
No,
a
but
minute.
this is the
Wait.
Nets. The Nets are drafting right now.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, but yeah, they're pick whores. Yeah, this is all they have. 22.
oh no, that's not right.
Atlanta. This is 22. No, they're supposed to be here. It says Atlanta got this pick in the DeJounte Murray deal.
So why does it say proposed trade Nets?
Maybe they're trading it to Brooklyn.
Jason, Celtics KP trade with the Hawks. Terrence Mann and 22 went to the Nets. You guys need to read my comments. Jason,
Oh,
you
I
get
see
a
you,
fire
Jason.
emoji for that, man.
My bad, Jason. You know what?
What's this KP trade?
Wait, what?
Jason, I'll be reading your comments all night. Be quiet.
Too-wee!
I love you, Jason. I think we may have. We'll try and do study hall this weekend. We'll spend an hour talking about the 50th pick,
Let's get
unless
it.
we trade out, which may happen.
So who have the Nets already taken, man? Nolan
Traore,
Traore and
and they
Jaeger
took,
Devin.
Yes.
They need a wing or a big here. They could go Danny Wolf, like Jason thinks. Jason thinks they go Danny Wolf. They could go Ryan Kalkbrenner. I would go Rasheer Fleming if I were them. Actually, no, that's a lie. I would go Danny Wolf. Or Neek Clifford. Oh, okay. I'll go like just not where I saw that going, man. He's an athletic 19-year-old with a 7-foot wingspan who's versatile and switchable on defense. He's long and strong. He's 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan. He's 19. It's an easy sell, I think.
NBA comparison.
Oh, geez, man. That's tough.
I love it. Hey.
That's tough, man. Dream, like everything goes well. Herb Jones.
Okay. What about that? You think that's his high end? What about like his low end or middle end? Like
Kenrich Williams.
So So you think though he's going to be a solid NBA player one way or another?
I mean, low end is that's Kenrich Williams' middle. Low end would be like Josh Jackson. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like
I forgot about Josh Jackson.
Yeah. Jason says Stanley Johnson.
Oh.
Hey, I wasn't far off with the Josh. Yeah, man. Ha ha. But yeah.
I thought Stanley Johnson was going to have an actual career.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember that.
I remember not knowing enough about the draft back then and just getting sold on him because I was told he was going to be good.
He was one of those types where, like, back then, not having the jumper wasn't like as terrible. Elijah Martin, Jason M. I'm seeing comments that I didn't see before. Is that the guy I was looking for? I hope the Knicks do something just for the sake of it. I feel like I'm gonna be sitting here watching pick after pick.
Oh well, if they do anything, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
I was hoping they were going to trade back into the first round.
Hold on, I gotta go on mute and tune into the Shams video report.
You go do your thing.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like there's always that, you know. What is he talking about?
Shams says the Warriors have interest in bringing Jonathan Kuminga back, but expect the Miami Heat to be in pursuit.
F the Heat.
F the Heat indeed.
Yeah, right?
Is their plan to trade Wiggins and then get Kuminga to replace Wiggins?
Huh. Oh, Mando, isn't that a sponsor or something? KFS sponsor alum? Do you got smelly balls? Cop Mando.
Oh.
That's what it is.
I think those are just the targeted ads you're getting, man.
Wait, you didn't see that? You didn't see the Mando ad? Get out of here, Chris. You definitely saw the Mando ad, Chris.
How did Sean miss that, man?
Because I'm too busy scrolling Twitter. I was looking for. You know what I hate? When you have Twitter open and you see something you want to read or watch, and then you accidentally like tap the top and it scrolls to the top and refreshes, and then you can't find it again. It is the worst. Anyway,
I do hate that.
It happens to me on YouTube.
The worst with that ever used to be Vine. Like even TikToks you can kind of find, but
She said it feels like now is the time to turn it up a notch for the Hawks. Like, yeah.
Fisher with another pick.
Am I not following Fisher?
Hawks do a little bit of reaching on my board. And out.
Is Porzingis okay?
I don't know. Wow, I can't believe you're telling me this. I didn't know this. You're telling me right now for the first time. I had no idea.
This actually makes everything more confusing.
Number 30 on my board. Georgia. Yeah, I was going to say Georgia guys staying in Georgia. Listen, man. He is athletic and he can put the ball in the bucket around the rim. He's athletic. He can block shots. He can jump. He can help. He can rotate. He's quick. Nah, I don't think he's Marvin Bagley 2.0, Jason.
That's a diss.
I think he's got a little.
Why are they playing 6 foot, 7 foot for this kid? Listen, we're going off the rails now. John is gone. I don't know these motherfuckers. We are going off the fucking rails.
Yo, be cool.
No. Going. You know, I randomly watched the other day, Chris. That Summer League post game live stream that me and you did, where we just went completely off script.
What was one of the most out of pocket things we spoke about on that stream?
When I brought up Adam 22, and you're like, "How do you know who that is?"
Yeah, you lost it, bro. You tweaked. I remember exactly what you're talking about now. I think I had just gotten back from like a graduation party. Like I had some beverages, I think. That's probably why it was a shit show.
Dude, but we had to, because that game was terrible. That was the will Isaiah Roby be the backup for summer?
I was at the game, Sean.
Yo, I remember watching that. It was the first summer league game, and I was like, I remember going to Discord. I'm like, yo, if I didn't have to do the post game for this game, I would turn this shit off.
Jason said Scott and Sev Hive. So Scott
and Sev, yes,
and Sev.
That's my boy.
Scappy.
The funny thing is,
boy.
So me
and my
facts.
We had like a random love affair with him just for the sake of it.
It was like one of my boys from Cali, Laker fan, and we were there. It was like such a terrible game, and we were like, this is awful. And he's like, yo, man, I got to get out of here. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I got to stay, bro. I got to stay and watch these Knicks. But he was like, yo, I can't watch this. I got to get out of here.
Yo, it was awful.
Folks were lit for Scoppy, though.
I was like, he could pass. He's a big and he could pass. And there's a little soft touch. I was like,
yeah,
he's the only person. I was like, because I think that was Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown Jr., Scott Bensev,
Dwayne Washington.
Dwayne Washington. Oh, that
taking all the shots.
Awful.
Yeah.
That
Jason M. What did Flagg say about Kid?
Oh, no, I didn't. What did he say about Kid? Did he say, if you don't want to be here, get the fuck out?
Sacramento Kings are trading for the number 24 pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, for who? Nick Clifford is a great pick.
Oh, I was getting ready to make fun of Vivek.
All right, I'm just one more Brooklyn pick, and then I'm
Yes,
Then,
one more Brooklyn pick, and then I've had
gonna
enough.
roll out of here.
See, Brooklyn. First of all, if you're watching this, you're a Brooklyn fan. God bless you. But we are actually care about who you pick, so we prepare ourselves for the bullshit you're gonna throw at us for the next 365 days.
Oh, Jason M says they asked him if Kidd gave him assurances he would be the coach, and Flagg said he hasn't had those conversations yet at all.
So this is a good pick for the Kings.
Kangs. So
But
the
I
Kangs
really,
and
I really
Kangs?
want to know what they gave up to get this pick from the Thunder. A future pick? The Thunder win this trade if it was a future pick. They got Dylan Jones last year, who's their version of Nick Clifford, even though I'd personally rather have Nick Clifford than Dylan Jones.
They said Cooper Flagg said that. Why would I talk to Jason Kidd? He's not going to be my coach.
When would
he just said we haven't spoken about it one bit. That's fair enough. Man.
They asked Cooper Flagg if he spoke to Jason Kidd. He was like, what, the Knicks coach?
Ha.
Oh, my goodness.
So the Atlanta Hawks are who actually drafted at 23?
Yes. So basically, the Hawks moved back 10 spots and probably got a good first next year.
Yeah.
Good job by the Hawks. By the way,
That's
these
still-
hats suck. Continue.
That's still Landry Fields running the Hawks, right?
Nah, he got fired.
Fired.
Oh, that's right. He got fired.
The Hawks GM or head of basketball ops is now and I don't understand why they fired him, but whatever. Ansi Salah.
Oh, yeah.
He came from the let's see, he was on the Spurs organization.
He's like their Brock now.
Yeah, then he went to Golden State in 2022 and then joined the Hawks in 2024 as the assistant GM. There's a lot of you know how what's his dude's name? That owns Cleveland. Who owns Cleveland? Dan Gilbert. There's a lot,
right.
like Dan Gilbert famously changes GMs like every 2 to 3 years. Like he just because that's how he runs like Rocket Mortgage. Like he just always changing people around. And now I feel like Atlanta's the same thing because they had this guy. Before that, they had Fields for 2 years. Before that, they had Schlenk for 3. Before that, it's someone else. Is like why would I fire Landry Fields after last year? Like Jalen Johnson got hurt. Trey Young is Trey Young. Like he made the deal for Dyson Daniels. I don't know. Hopefully they know what they're doing.
SNY made a graphic for Dylan Powell. Drake Powell.
They called him Drake?
No, his name is Drake Powell, and they called him Dylan Powell
Dylan
in the graphic and in the tweet.
Whoops.
Who's running the social media department there, Chris?
Dude, I might. Hey, listen, I know so many great people that work for their social media department, but I doubt it was any of the people I know, because literally none of the people I know would even like, for example, one of the guys I know there is like the last person in the world who would get a name wrong in any context. So I just doubt it was them, you know?
Hey.
Come on. 3 more picks, and then I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to see the
Jason
second
M.
Brooklyn pick also.
Yeah. Jason M says, is Noah Penda going first round?
Noah Penda?
Yeah, is he going first round?
He could. I had him 29th on my board ahead of Asa. What did the Kings give up to get to 24, dude?
Hey!
Yo, I'm not going to lie, man. That jersey is going to be effing crazy aura. Those new Magic jerseys.
That's the one.
Yo, him and Dez playing together with Franz, that 1-2-3 is going to be sick.
I don't like the third jersey, but I like the home and away jersey. Yeah. Like the half black, half blue.
I like that half jersey. I like it.
And it's not for me. But the blue one I love, because I love those blue jerseys when I was a kid.
They took a shot. I think it was worth their time.
No, yeah. Shot, yeah.
It's like their old warm-up jackets.
Oh, that's a good call.
That's what they designed.
Maybe it'll grow.
Old warm-ups. No, they're sick, bro. I think you'll like them. And
like if I were a kid,
if I
were a kid, or I could walk around with non-Knicks jerseys, and I end up on Knicks Twitter court, I would consider getting one of the Magic jerseys.
What do you say? Pops was just an athletic player, a dunker. Moms gave me my intellect. Is that what he said?
That's crazy. I have no idea. I wasn't listening one bit, man. Like not at all.
I zoned out. I caught it at the end. Yiggity.
How'd the Magic even still have a pick?
Well, they got 4. Jason. Well, they got 4 from Memphis.
So crazy, these picks.
No. Sean, no.
No, I know. I'm just being silly.
I was gonna say you have that backwards. I still like I like the Richardson pick for them, especially at 25.
Wanted to see what Dez does there. Yeah, they trying to cook. They trying to cook in Orlando.
I like the Nuggets jersey. I like the Clippers. That jersey stinks. Look at that.
That jersey, the third jersey is good.
No, I fell down a rabbit hole and I'm looking to see next year's City Edition jerseys. Because some of them, I don't. So someone said some of these have leaked, but a lot of these look like old city jerseys from like 3 years ago. This Knicks one looks good. If this Knicks one is real, this looks good.
Some great
you on the
updates.
Reddit one?
Yeah, some great updates. I gave the Nets a B- for Drake Powell. The Hawks, I gave a C for Asen Newell. Gave the Kings an A-, and the Magic an A- for Nee Clifford and Jace Richardson.
These all look fake.
Let's see, man. How are we gonna close out this first round? I want to like kind of tally my grades overall. Like I want to see really quick if I can't grab like a pen and a note card and tally up. Okay. So A+, A, A-, B+, B, B-, C+, C, C-, D, D, D-, F. Okay, Cooper Flagg, A+, Harper, A+, Edgecombe. I'm just adding up. I want to see the distribution of my grades. Like I want to see, do I think teams generally nailed it?
I feel like there's more B's and A's than there are C's and D's, definitely.
I want to say there's more A's and C's than B's.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell Sacramento gave up.
Right?
Shout out to Betsy Cash Money because she's like, Sacramento has a history of getting swindled in these trades, and I feel bad for the people in Sacramento, and I believe, and I'm with her.
It's Perry. First trade as Kings GM, right?
It is Perry, and Perry.
He's
I
been
like
around
Perry.
the block.
Yeah. So I like to remind Brooklyn fans that 40% of your draft capital is already gone from that trade. And do not put it past the New York Knicks to put together a team that's 41-41 in 2031 just because.
Yep. Them swaps is dead.
Okay, I gave out 4 A+, 1 A, 7 A-, 1 B+, 1 B, 6 B-, no C+, 1 C, 2 C-, 2 D+.
You're a positive guy.
I think some of these teams have been making they've been making decent picks, whether it's BPA or fit. Yeah, I thought Rasheer Fleming or Danny Wolf. I thought one of those two would have been drafted by now. I bet the Nets take Rasheer Fleming here. Wow.
Come on, you don't know him. Get out of here. This kid, you don't know who this man is.
Yeah,
I didn't see that coming.
$6'6", 199. Jesus Christ.
Ben Saraf. He's a guard. He's skilled. He can fit on a lot of teams because of his mid-range ability and his strength. He's not athletic. He's not a defender. Yeah,
Draft and stash?
I would think they have to stash him. You can't draft this many people.
Yes. That you're not trading.
Sean, you see,
Like, you're not
Jason
drafting
says-
people to like trade.
His final game before the NBA draft, maybe nervous. 6 points, 2 of 10, 0 of 2 from 3, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. That's not great. But all in all, he's impressive as a playmaker. His scoring was impressive in his Israeli league. He's a 6'6", 6'7" guard. I felt like the Magic, the Hornets maybe would be good fits for him.
Jason, I hear you also. So I found a guy, Carmichael Dave, who follows the Kings, who not follows the Kings, covers the Kings, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. Says the Kings are traded protected 2027 Spurs first rounder, protected 1 through 16, which rolls into 2 seconds in 2027 if it does not convey. Like yeah, I mean, the Spurs in 2027
Son
should
is
be
really
good.
crying. My bad, Sean.
Oh, you good? Who's this?
The Nets pick.
Oh, that's Ben Saroff?
Yeah.
No, that's
Danny Wolf. Yeah.
I don't know anything about anyone. I was not even to be honest, my tab wasn't even open. I just heard Kev say he's really crying. And Sean said, "Who's this?" And I said, "Oh, the guy crying was Ben Saroff, right?"
Yeah.
I was not looking at who was on the screen. My fault, gang.
Liam
That's
McNeely
all right.
got a tweet, got a text too. No, they just kept showing him, and it's like, yo, this guy's like really sad. It's like, calm down, bro. Like, you'll be all right. Jalen Brunson was drafted in the 2nd round. You have a chance.
Well, I mean, so where's Danny Wolf on your board?
I liked him. I liked him a lot. I had Wolf at 15, man.
Wow. Tankathon had him 23. Actually, no, that was their mock draft. On their big board, they had him at where the hell is it? 2021. Brooke is probably gonna take him here for vibes. It's also, you've been sitting there for 3 hours and you're sober and you're just like, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Wow, who knew?
That was mad long
We gotta
ago.
figure something out. Yeah.
You got that text.
There we go. Well, we're definitely going to be told how great this kid is going to be.
Yep.
Why? Because he went to.
Oh no, actually no. This is the the Houston selection. Ben, the Israeli kid is the one that is the pick from the Knicks.
Mad random that they picked him first. He's got to be a stash.
Yeah, he has to be a stash. Oh, he played at Yale. That's what's up.
Yeah, I want the Knicks to get the guy from Yale. I think. Maybe as
Jason,
undrafted.
Jason, I was gonna make a joke similar to what you made, but I decided against it. I was gonna say, I mean, he is going to Brooklyn though, so and that's all Stone Cold got to say about that. And with that, I don't give a fuck about the rest of this draft, so I am out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm glad I learned so much today, Chris. Thank
Yeah,
you very
right.
much.
Get the hell out of here.
I
Man.
did. I did.
Go to
I came in
bed.
here. I didn't know. Listen, I knew fuck all about this draft when I walked in here today. Now I know who some of these kids are.
You know?
So, all right. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm giving them a C+ for Saraf because that just feels greedy. That feels like when the Knicks took Rokas Jokubaitis. Like
before Deuce.
that hasn't aged. They've done nothing with that. I will give them an A- for Danny Wolf. I have to out of posterity because I had him 15th on my board, man. So for him to go 27th, first of all, there must have been some intel. Jason, they might go Kalkbrenner though. No, we'll see.
I saw Wolf normally in the teens. He was normally being talked about in the teens.
The guy who I heard didn't have the best draft
I like that
intel
ring.
was a big, but it was not Wolf.
Tina got a fire ring.
Yeah, Jason, it's insane.
Wait, so is he their fifth? Is he their fifth player, Danny?
Yeah, man, they lost it. I can't believe they did this. They're insane.
I hope I don't. Who else do they have on that team? Let me look at their roster.
This account, this is a Nets fan account. Here's his analysis of some Nets picks tonight. Jaeger Demon, ultimate F. This is the worst pick. This is not an NBA player. Cool, tall, and can pass. Cons, can't do anything out of structure. Can't shoot. This is just not an NBA player. F the Nets. This is a huge Nets fan. Nolan Traore, D. Shoots 29% from 3 and 70% from the free throw line as a guard. It's 2026. That just can't be happening. Bright side is he had the highest assist percentage in the draft class and was playing in a pro league. Good positional size though. Hugo Gonzalez, that's their stash. Are they even stashing him? Is he coming over? I don't even know. Jason will know. Jason, do my job for me. Come on now. Come on, Jason. Are you ready? Ben Saraf, F. Infinity Stones of guards who can't shoot. Another 29% from 3. 75% free throw percentage. Has a -3 on-court net rating, while Asenge has a +18 on the same squad. F again, Danny Wolf. Gimmick highlights player, and he's old. LOL.
So are they just like, look, we're not going to pay Cam Thomas, so let's draft 1 million guards?
Dude, I don't know what they're doing, but the guy who tweeted all that tweeted on May 15th, Demon and Wolf would give me a heart attack.
Oh, shit.
Yo, this is so funny. They literally went to his Twitter and drafted everyone he hated.
Oh, that sucks.
This
for
is
him.
Joey Chestnut level of eating shit. Like this, this is every prospect he said he didn't want. Oh my Lord. God, that's funny. All right, man.
That's tough.
I don't really know what the Nets are doing. Like, I don't know what their plan is. Hugo Gonzalez. How do I even feel about that, dude?
Ugo.
I think I like this pick. I think I like it. I'm not sure.
For the Celtics.
Yeah. I kind of want to give this, like, is he a stash?
Who knows with them because they, they're in the situation they're in. So if ever there was a time to play late first round rookies,
He's
he'd
gotten
be
like
just there for
no
them.
playing time for Real Madrid. Like, I think he's a stash, the same way Penda is a stash. He's 6'6", 200.
All right, well, we got two more for the first round.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, everything's going to plan, right, Chris? For us to draft the players that we want in the second round.
We'll see. I think they get one guy. I think they're trying to trade up, maybe see what some cash or future seconds can get them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as if, this pick has got to be interesting because, we need to fill roster spots, correct? And we don't want to hit that second apron, correct? So you kind of got to start playing these guys who aren't playing, thus fire Tibbs and
Yeah, Kalkbrenner, Jason. Yeah, Kev, I hear you. That's
it is what it is. $32.
all right, man.
Yeah.
I wonder where Liam McNeely goes at this point.
That's one I didn't check out.
UConn.
Oh, I know him. We'll say it might make summer league interesting.
Yeah, they said on TV Gonzalez is coming over and is not a stash. That makes sense. They have that gap year and they're taking advantage. They're leaning into it.
Yep.
All right, man. Two picks to go. I'm pretty excited about these two. If you're still tuned in, thanks for being here. We had John. We had DJ. We had Sean with the W. Now it's just me, KP, and Kevwards. Rasheer Fleming, Adu Thero, 2 players I like with first-round grades on them. Still available. This pick is going to the Charlotte Hornets in the Mark Williams trade. Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's who takes him. McNeely, 26th on my big board, so this is a cool pick for them. I'm not necessarily in love with, like, even though I think there was, like, really good value for them here, I'm not necessarily, like, super in love with this pick for the Hornets specifically. I guess I'm just not so sure what the Hornets are building, but I think McNeely is really good. So, this is a good enough pick overall. I want to give this an A.
He reminds me of my bro Josh.
Big East freshman of the year. Respect, kid.
Look at that Bradley Beal in the post. You see?
Golly. He was clutch. He's 6'7", 215,
Yeah.
6'8", 6'9" wingspan. He graded out in the 93rd percentile in all jumpers. He's got a Glenn Rice comp from No Ceilings. This team is building like they're going to trade LaMelo Ball, and they're looking for creation via scoring from within.
What do you think, LaMelo Ball? Who trades for LaMelo Ball? Like who's like, I want to trade for LaMelo Ball and give up what it's necessary to get LaMelo Ball? Maybe Brooklyn.
I was going to say I could see Brooklyn trying to do something exciting. Not New Orleans anymore. All the guards they've got. I would have said them. Seriously, I would have definitely said them. Brooklyn. I don't know who else.
Chicago.
This is pretty interesting, man. The Clippers, man. Who do we got?
How many teams didn't pick in the first round?
Knicks, Lakers.
Lakers.
Ha. The Warriors.
Yeah, the Mavericks picked, right? Oh, obviously Cooper Flagg. Duh.
All right, man. Enough of you. Knicks, Lakers, Warriors did not pick. The Magic picked.
The Cavs didn't pick.
The Milwaukee Bucks did not pick. Did the Bulls pick?
The Pacers didn't pick.
Did the Bulls pick?
Carter Bryant.
The Bulls picked. They did not pick. The Bulls didn't pick.
Bulls had a pick. They had a pick.
They took Noah Senge. God, they suck.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. He's a nice prospect. I did not mean that disrespectfully. Jesus. Pacers, good one, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason. I'll give you a fire emoji on the Conan Niederhauser. 7-footer. 7-footer for the Clips. I don't know how much I love him as a prospect. This is a name, though. This is one hell of a name. Conan Niederhauser. Jason, you're active in the chat. Anyone else that wants to be active, what do you think about this pick? But Jason, what do you think about this pick? Lob threat for Harden for sure, man. He's a late bloomer. He's one of the late bloomers. So he's probably a little more raw than he would be if he wasn't, obviously. Yeah, I definitely would have taken Kalkbrenner. Like, easily. I personally don't love this pick, almost only because I think he's like a top 40 guy he's 22 years old. He averaged 13 and 6 and 2 blocks in 25 minutes a game. Very impressive as a big, this, that, the third. Kalkbrenner being available, like, makes this tough for me to give some great grade, Maybe I'm being ridiculous too. But, like, I don't know, man. I want to give this a B minus.
Shut up. Don't remind me, Jay Billis. We go get the other guy.
Yeah, where's Giovanni? Forget Kevin Knox. Where's Giovanni? Where's the other guy? Nah, I kid. The thing with this pick, man, and here's why I just don't like this for the Clippers. Here's why I just don't like this for the Clippers. This is a guy who has all the tools, if he can put them together, to be really effective. But he does not have his T's dotted and his I's crossed. Like, fundamentally, he has a lot to put together. And so when I see Rasheer Fleming and Kalkbrenner still available, I'm pretty surprised that this was the pick. Yes, it does.
Yeah. My son Mark Tatum.
Yeah, they're putting the scrubstitution.
Well,
All right. That's the first round of the NBA draft. A little underwhelming with star trades or the lack of them and whatnot.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. Second round, Thursday. Knicks have the 50th pick. I've reported for Clutch Points 3 different prospects that they like. If you want more information, just go to clutchpoints.com/author/Chris Persianen. clutchpoints.com/author/ my name with a dash in between them. And the reason for that is because there are 3 targets that I've reported the Knicks like in the second round. All 3 are still available. Rasheer Fleming, Rick Brunson coached him in high school. He is still available as well. I might do an article on that in the morning. We'll see. All in all, thanks for coming, y'all. Sweet of you guys to pop out. Kev, any closing remarks from you, my friend?
Nah, just hyped to see what happens tomorrow. See if there's any draft day boogaloo. If there's any,
The
if there's
hubbub,
possible
hoopla, and
trade up.
hullabaloo.
Yeah. All of the Leon Rose, Brock Aller, cap draft pick trade machinations. Let's see if any of that happens. And hopefully, we could pick a player who at the very least is going to be fun to watch at Summer League. And hopefully we're going to find, because a lot of people talk about the team and they're talking about how other teams are going to catch up and we have to strike hot. Listen, there still is chances that you could improve your team from within. We don't know. You could improve your team with a second round pick, or one of the kids we got last year ends up being a decent player. Nobody has to be a superstar, but people are asking for some more depth and we might actually have it. So we'll see.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to hopefully continue to break down the draft action here. A fun top 10, a fun first round. Not as many star trades as I was expecting or as we were told to expect from bigger reporters than myself. I won't eat the whole blame pie. But not a letdown by any means, because this was a fun draft with some big surprises. Some standout great picks to me. I'm trying to exclude the layups that were just right there for those teams. The Raptors going for Murray Boyles, they must really be high on him. They must have some moves coming, but interesting. Bryant, Sorber at 14 and 15, very good picks. Young Hansen at 16 to the Blazers is going to be like Cleveland Farrell to the Raiders. This is either going to go down as an all-time blunder, or this could be the other version where it's a huge swing and it actually goes well. I love Clayton at 18. I love Jakučionis at 20, even though I'm not enamored with him as a prospect. I love that value on him. Nick Clifford at 24 is one of my favorite picks of the whole first round. Danny Wolf at 27 and McNeely at 29. Very good. Day 2, Kalkbrenner, Rasheer Fleming, Maxime Reynaud, and Adu Thiero. We'll see. They should go in the top 10 picks of the second round. I don't know if we're streaming tomorrow. I'll figure it out. Peace. Appreciate y'all.
All right, yo.
Have a good night, everyone. Kev, thanks for coming. Jason Meredith in the
Always.
chat. Everyone else in the chat, appreciate y'all. Sean with the W, DJ, and John, thanks for coming. Debo in the chat, Jason in the chat, Jeff in the chat, Jess. Shout out to everyone that popped out. Frank from Patreon, Samit. I think I'm missing no one now. Yeah. Cool. Peace, y'all. Be
Yeah,
good.
man.